through the weekend. There's concern and anticipation in Arkansas.
It's been a madhouse. Snow pants all weekend.
Got a sled to get pulled around by my roommate. We're making sure it's going to be a good time in the snow.
Well, CBS News meteorologist Rob Marciano.
9 to 12 inches of snowfall from Oklahoma City to Springfield to St. Louis. There's your ice situation, especially east down I-20 towards Shreveport and lower parts of Arkansas. And that's today and through Saturday.
The East Coast gets hit Sunday with more than a foot of snow forecast in many places. One of the FBI's 10 most wanted, former Olympic snowboarder Ryan Wedding, is in custody, as we hear from CBS's Michael Wallace.
Wedding is accused of running a drug trafficking operation and orchestrating the killings of federal witnesses. Last month, FBI Director Kash Patel released a new photo of Wedding, likely taken in Mexico last summer.
Ryan Wedding is a modern-day iteration of Pablo Escobar. He's a modern-day iteration of El Chapo Guzman.
Investigators say the drug ring used semi-trucks to move cocaine between Colombia, Mexico, Southern California, and Canada. Wedding was a snowboarder for Canada at the 2002 Olympics in Salt Lake City.
Federal officials are defending the move to detain a 5-year-old boy in Minneapolis whose father was targeted by ICE. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino.
I challenge any other law enforcement agency anywhere nationwide to show me the fantastic care that ICE and U.S. Border Patrol provide children. Don't come across the border illegally, especially don't commit crimes, or there will be consequences.
An official agreement reached now for a mostly American investment group to control TikTok, the popular video app. A U.S. ban had been threatened because it's owned by a Chinese company. CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
The takeaway for U.S. consumers is you're still going to have the app. It might look a little bit different in terms of the content, but globally you will still be able to interact with global creators.
On the Health Watch, CBS's Michael George tells us
people with obesity face a higher risk of dementia, including Alzheimer's disease. That's according to a new study in Denmark. Researchers say it's likely high blood pressure, which often comes with obesity, is one factor driving the risk. But they also stress that means that medications that address obesity could potentially help lower cases of dementia.
Renee Fleming is the latest big-name celebrity withdrawing from appearances at the Kennedy Center. It all follows President Trump's move to change management and add his name to the place. Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 250 points. The S&P and NASDAQ are higher. This is CBS News.
I'm Andrew Garrett. Follow and listen to The Takeout on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're going to give you all your Seahawks news, traffic, weather in just a moment. But first, we are going to check today's traffic, and we are looking pretty average, even maybe a little bit Friday light. We do still have crowding I-5 southbound getting into Seattle. The backup starts around Northgate, but I don't see any collisions there. Northbound, there's just a blip on the radar right around the Ship Canal Bridge, and then, of course, from about the West Seattle Bridge into downtown. But the lake bridges are looking pretty good, and 405 doesn't even have the typical backups on the S-curves you'd normally see. A little bit of slowing on 167 northbound headed to the 405 merge, and then there is a slight slowing in Kennydale on 405 northbound, but nothing compared to what we've seen this time regularly this week. This report brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Confident winter driving starts at Subaru of Puyallup. Find stress-free pricing at SubaruofPuyallup.com and enjoy a stress-free buying experience as Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. Gunfire erupted near Aurora Avenue in North Seattle overnight. Neighbors sent in sound from their security cameras to KIRO News Radio. Police say what you're hearing is a stolen car being shot full of bullets. This happened near the 800 block of Northwest 75th Street. No victims have been found. We'll bring you more information if we get it. Amazon could cut thousands of jobs next week. Reuters first reported the news yesterday, citing anonymous sources. The layoffs would continue Amazon's plan to shrink its corporate workforce. Back in October, Reuters said Amazon planned to cut about 30,000 jobs, and a day later, Amazon announced 14,000 cuts, hinting more were coming. 2,300 of those losses were in Washington state. Amazon has not commented on the report. The anticipation is building.
Oh, they're going all the way. Super Bowl, baby.
Seahawks are winning the Super Bowl. End of the story. We're winning it. Let's go.
You can let all your anxious, excited Blue Friday energy out at a fan rally this afternoon. There's going to be a boat parade starting at 2 p.m. on the Montlake Cut, cruising to Kenmore and then Juanita Bay, finally ending at Lake Union Park at 8 p.m. That's where fans can join in on their own boat in that parade or cheer from the shore. And then you can join that fun with performances by the Seahawks dancers and Blue Thunder at Lake Union Park. As for getting to the game, KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha says light rail will be available. Scheduled construction is canceled.
The one line of the light rail will operate a normal Sunday timetable with additional game trains standing by to carry fans to the game if they are needed. And there's also going to be special extra Sound Transit Express bus service, so that helps people get here as well. So the bottom line, if you can get a ride instead of driving, just hitch a ride on the train or hitch a ride on the light rail, get down here, save yourself some trouble and some aggravation instead of having to drive and park and all that. There's plenty of public transit available.
The Sounder will have special trains running from Lakewood and Everett to Seattle. Now let's get a check on your weather forecast. We are going to have a pretty sunny day, a high of just 45 degrees. Saturday, morning fog, then sun. Sunday, partly cloudy for the game with a high of 45 degrees. 32 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Wow! Happy Fresh Fridays, and boy, did Nick start us off righteous.
Biggest Blue Friday we've had in years.
Oh, it's a Blue Friday. Ursula, your boy's going to be on the boat. But we'll tell everybody that later.
Yeah, I cannot wait to hear more details about that. It sounds like a party.
It's going to be a party, baby. Ursula, good morning to you.
Good
Happy
morning.
Fresh Fridays.
Oh, yeah.
Even my wife now, she just started this the last couple weeks. She will send me a text on Friday mornings with Happy Fresh Fridays.
Awesome. And says it just like that, I'm sure.
Look.
Oh, I see. You're right.
Happy
You're
Fresh
right.
Fridays.
I love it. Well, coming up at 9:47, Flex Fridays. Remember, we're holding each other accountable. We're going to make sure that we are sticking with our goals for staying active and working out. And a bunch of you have already texted us and also posted on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page. You can see Gee and his workout this morning and me last night squeezing a workout in.
You got it in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you heard in Jillian's newscast that another big company in Seattle is bracing for major layoffs. Now, I got a question for all of you.
What's that?
If your job disappeared tomorrow, would you land on your feet? Or would you be in full-blown panic mode?
No.
So coming up at 9:30, we're going to talk about what it takes to make yourself at least maybe layoff resilient in an economy that just keeps pulling the rug out. As always, we invite you to join us on our text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Hey, before we get to it, Ursula, when we start the show, there's always the same few folks that always text us. I just want everybody to know that it helps me actually do my job better. If you guys text in early in the show, then I know who's hanging out because you guys know I'm barely working. Anyway, 888-973-5476. Ursula's top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law. Let's see.
Hey, well, we've been talking about the game on Sunday. Of course, this one comes with playoff energy baked in, so let's get to it.
12 as wood, you know how we do it. Better bring your hard hat when you can illumine.
Now, as Dre's told us on our show yesterday, we need to let the Rams know they're entering the dark side. Lumen Field is going to be unhinged. Every single edge matters, including who raises the 12th man flag.
You just don't want to talk, really. I'm just about that action, boss.
Now, according to the Seattle Times, players are openly campaigning for Marshawn Lynch. Now, we have no clue. I asked you this morning, Gee, do you know who it is? You said no. But there are folks who really would love to see Beast Mode do it. Defensive lineman Leonard Williams says if Beast Mode raises that flag, people would go crazy. He would go crazy. Linebacker Ernest Jones told the Seattle Times he thinks it would be legendary and would get the 12s absolutely rocking. This has been the year of Seahawks legends raising the flag. Steve Largent, Cam, Baldwin, but somehow never Marshawn. And here is something interesting. Beast Mode is apparently already hosting a pregame tailgate just 2 blocks from the stadium.
That's when it just clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't going to be able to take that over and 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 over again. They're just not going to want that.
I don't know why he just makes me laugh. Okay, Gee, what do you think? If Marshawn comes out of that tunnel with the flag, are fans going to go nuts?
They will.
And if not him, who would you like to see raise the flag? Text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
First of all, people love Beast Mode. And I think that your copy today, Ursula, and the way you delivered the news, I think that was on purpose. So great job. But people love Marshawn, and if it were Marshawn, I think people would absolutely lose their minds.
Mm-hmm.
It is just, there's something, I don't know what it is. Matter of fact, help me out with something. I got to know. Why is Marshawn so popular?
I think it's because he's so unpredictable. I think it's because he says he just marches to the beat of his own drum.
Should I start doing that more?
You do. That's exactly why you are so popular. I mean, who opens up a show and says, I'm not working? I mean, come on, G. If I had said that, I would not be here 37 years later.
Oh, touche. Yeah, you win.
Right? Okay. But, hey, so text us. Who would you like to see raise the flag? But I also want to find out, because I just learned today.
What you do?
That you are going to be getting people excited about the game. So what are you going to be doing?
Well, it's Blue Friday, and it's a Blue Friday fan rally put on by the Seattle Seahawks, getting all the 12s all around Lake Washington. Super excited. They're going to be making stops out in Kirkland, and they're going to start off at Lake Union right here. And I'm telling you right now, if you need more information, go to the Seahawks social media, and you can see they're advertising the 12 rally. And Ursula, we're going to be on a boat.
When is that? Yeah, I know, and you love being on boats. Okay.
Today starts at 2 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
2 p.m.
Okay.
And it goes till 9.
Okay, and I'm
9
going to
o'clock.
Tell you.
What was you going to tell me?
Did they make an announcement? Someone was saying, didn't they just make an announcement on the flag? I have not heard any announcement on it.
They do not make announcements on the flag.
Yes.
It is top secret on who raises the flag. Now, back to the boat. Ursula, it's going to be riding around from 2 to 9 p.m. They got, like I said, today.
Wow. And so you can still...
You could go to different areas. Like, okay, I'm going to go find them here. I'm going to go find them there. Well, the Seahawks, they put the actual route on there.
Okay.
Blue Thunder, Seahawk dancers. I am going to be the most boring of everybody that's on the boat. The people you want to see, Blue Thunder, Seahawk dancers, Blitz, all that stuff, you got to have and we have Seahawk legends that will be on the boat. Oh, it's going to be a good time.
That is going to be so awesome. Okay, well, a bunch of you are texting in. Eric in Columbia City says, we love Marshawn because he loves being Marshawn. Dinah and Everett does want to see Marshawn. Lynn and Enumclaw was saying, maybe save Marshawn for the Super Bowl. I love your thinking, Lynn. And then someone else, 206, texted in and said Zach Charbonnet should raise the flag at the Seahawks game.
Either way, and then I know some of you guys get mad that we talk a lot about the Seahawks, but can I ask your permission? Can we talk a little bit more Seahawks today than usual?
Yes.
It's Blue Friday.
No, we don't even need to ask permission.
We don't?
No, because if we don't talk about it today and we lose on Sunday, which is not going to happen, but I'm just saying, then people are like, we got to wait a whole nother year.
Wait another year? I mean, we haven't done this in 11 years. The Seahawks have not played in this game until 11 years ago.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Now, Jennifer and Shoreline texted in Michael Bennett. Now, that's another guy who would also kind of just marched to the beat of his own drum.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ursula,
he had his brother.
Well, Ursula, you got experience hanging out with people that march to the beat of their own drum.
Yes, I do. Okay, we're going to get real serious here, so hang on.
Here comes vegetables.
Yes, because this week, hundreds of immigrant advocates and families packed the steps of the state capitol. They were urging lawmakers to strengthen protections as ICE activity is ramping up across our state. One elementary school girl was holding a butterfly sign that read, "My parents are not criminals," and she told King 5 News she's scared after seeing an ICE arrest near her school.
It makes me feel sad, and it makes me feel not happy.
And this rally comes as outrage is growing around the country over the detention of a 5-year-old boy in Minneapolis this week after ICE agents arrested his dad. Organizers with the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network say their deportation defense hotline, which tracks ICE activity and connects families to attorneys, is being overwhelmed right now. So one of the things that they're asking for is funding for that hotline so it can continue. Calls have doubled just in this past year.
You know, this hotline is necessary. This hotline, it doesn't break laws or anything like that. This is a hotline that is needed to prevent any type, Ursula, of abuse, any type of misinformation and trauma. One of the things that has been consistent that like we do this, you and I, we do this every day, right? And we sometimes are confused about what you should or should not do. We even have had a sheriff on our show telling us there's not any direct information on what you should do. So if we are serious about public safety and we're serious about human dignity, then we should have no problem with a hotline like this with some type of access to information and legal help that will help so many that are scared. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the key word, right? People are scared right now, and that includes citizens and undocumented immigrants in this country. Either way, we know that you have a job to do, ICE, and all of you. However, the way you're going about this is not right. A hotline is important.
Well, just looking at what is happening in Minnesota, and there are all sorts of reports coming out, but this is what we know because this case of the 5-year-old is getting a lot of attention. The little boy's name is Liam Ramos, and he was taken with his father by ICE agents while in their driveway after they just got home from his preschool classroom. The family's attorney and school officials are saying that ICE agents used the boy to knock on the family's door to try to locate other adults, basically, they say, using him as bait. The Department of Homeland Security says that child was not targeted by ICE. They say his father fled federal agents as they approached his vehicle, leaving the child behind. Now, according to an eyewitness who was also the school board chair, Mary Granlund, she says that's not how it happened.
Somebody else saw me and said to the agents, "School is here. The school is here. They can take him." And I said, "Yes, I'm here. I am here. I can help with that."
You offered to take him, and you saw ICE agents drive away with the 5-year-old boy.
Yes.
Now, Liam Ramos, again, the 5-year-old, and his father, Adrian, are in a family detention center in Texas. And DHS says the father is here illegally from Ecuador, but the family's attorney says he has an active asylum case and he entered the U.S. legally. And again, as you look at this question, I just invite everybody to push against your own bias, and that includes me. And I was looking at this, I was digging around like, okay, what could be why would they do it this way? Is there any sort of justifiable reason? The bottom line for me will always be everyone should be afforded due process. And what is happening here is not that. And this should be alarming to everybody, regardless of who you align yourself in terms of political party. This should be worrisome because we should all want and demand due process.
Yeah, we should. And we should also, like you are alluding to, we have to ask ourselves, Ursula, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line between enforcement and human dignity? If there's one thing that the United States of America has been a trailblazer around the world in. Now, I get on here and I talk a lot about the history of this country. In the same way that we might have a family and we have issues and problems in a family. While I will admit and say, while the United States of America has always had its warts, issues, problems, it has always been a nation around the world that has been looked upon as, hey, that nation right there, the United States, they are trying to be better. And due process has been a thing that we have been afforded. This is why we've had stories, and you have talked about it. We've talked about it where you don't go to these other countries because you know that if you go to some of these countries, you don't get the due process like you got in the United States. And so whether or not you agree with me and Ursula, or you agree with me or whatever, or disagree, my question is, do you really want to live in a country without due process? And by the way, if it's happening to them, and whoever them is to you, it can happen, potentially can happen to you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, do you think your grocery bill is high because of inflation and supply chains? Well, that might not be the whole story. There's now growing concern that AI and hidden data tracking could be quietly pushing prices higher and actually charging different people different prices for the exact same food. The Seattle Times reports that Washington lawmakers are considering a bill to ban something called surveillance pricing and grocery store surge pricing. And that is when retailers use your own personal data and AI tools to guess how much you are willing to pay and then adjust the prices just for you. And of course, we already see that dynamic pricing with airlines, Uber rides, hotels, concert tickets. But supporters of this bill say groceries are different. Food is a necessity and not a luxury. And so this proposal would pause electronic shelf labels. It would ban demand-based price spikes on essentials and make personalized grocery pricing illegal. But the retail groups, the folks who represent the stores, say the bill's definitions are too vague, especially around what counts as surveillance pricing or dynamic pricing. And they fear that even routine price testings or those darn digital coupons could end up triggering lawsuits.
People just want predictable prices. That's what they want. What they don't want is don't want digital guessing wars out there to when you check out. And you know what it reminds me of, Ursula? It reminds me, like, if you or if I were to do my job right now and I would say, hey, I need Seahawk information so I can tell to the people here on air. And AI gives me a copy and I read AI's copy and AI's like, yeah, just so you know, the starting running back today on Sunday for the Seahawks is going to be Marshawn Lynch and this and you see how AI information can mess you up? Mm-hmm. Same thing with pricing. People don't want that all the time. They want regular, predictable prices, not digital.
Would you feel good if we just, it's never going to happen, but if they just got rid of extra coupons, discounts, and just give you the lowest price possible?
Yes.
Because I don't think people would go for it. And I think, remember when JCPenney tried that and they just got rid of all those sales and there was someone who said, I'm just going to, people like the idea that they're going to get an additional discount. But man, don't make it so hard to get that discount.
Ursula likes discounts.
Oh, I sure do. And a lot of people do as well. Anyway.
Ursula, before we go, give me 10 seconds here.
Yeah.
253 texts in and says, due process is for American citizens, not for illegal immigrants. There's no such thing as due process for illegal immigrants. I wish you would stop saying that over and over and over. To which I tell you, the problem is the people that have been snatched off the streets that look like they're an illegal immigrant, as you say, but they're actually born here on American soil. So the problem is, like Ursula is saying, due process would prevent an American citizen from being detained for 3 hours for no reason. Coming up next here on the Gee Ursula Show, 9:47 is Flex Fridays. But up next, sweeping Amazon layoffs are happening again. Are we winning yet? Gee Ursula.
We are finally just about set.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
Touchdown, Seahawks! A perfect pass by Darnold.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
These guys, they take it very seriously.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 3:30.
I really had a hard time hearing thanks to the 12s.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. KIRO Newsradio.
If you want to start off the new year with a new car, it is a big deal where you buy that car, because if you are not treated like you are a valued customer, you know how that feels, or you know how it feels when you are hassled or you are badgered into buying more car than you need. Well, you're never going to get that from my friends at Carter Subaru. We are currently driving a Subaru Outback and a Forester, both of them from Carter Subaru. And what keeps us loyal is how well they treat all their customers. No pressure, no games, just a dealership that will treat you like family. And that kind of reputation spreads. You can see it all over the roads, because you're going to see a whole bunch of people who bought their Subarus from Carter Subaru. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership. Right now, they have more than 700 Subarus in stock. That is the largest selection in the state. The 2026 Outback starts at 3.9% financing, and the 2026 Crosstrek is available at just 1.9% for 72 months. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard, or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 1/31/26.
If you've been injured in a car accident, you have two choices: handle everything yourself, or hire an experienced attorney. Go it alone, and you'll be on the phone with insurance adjusters, chasing medical records, fighting for lost wages, and trying to figure out what your case is really worth. Hire the right attorney, and they take all that off your plate so you can focus on getting better. Harold Carr Law Offices has a dedicated team of 48 people and more than 35 years of experience handling car accident cases right here in our community. Harold Carr Law Offices handles big cases and small ones while still treating their clients like family. Here's the difference they make. They save you time, reduce your stress, and get you significantly more money than you'd ever get on your own. Harold Carr Law Offices fights for you at no out-of-pocket cost to you. If you're in a car accident, call them right away. Visit carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call Carr.
It's hiring season at Sky Nursery. Hi, I'm Jen, greenhouse manager here at Sky, where we've been proudly serving Seattle area gardeners since 1953. Sky Nursery is truly a fantasy plant land, but it's also a bustling environment that takes a great team to succeed. Whether you're making coffee, cashiering, or on the sales floor, we're looking for applicants who like to learn, adapt with the seasons, and go home knowing they made a difference in somebody's garden. Spring is fast approaching. Find open seasonal positions and benefits at skynursery.com.
We live here in Washington. I travel all over the state for work.
Affordable short-term rentals help us stay together and make Hazel feel at home.
Now Olympia is considering a huge tax increase on short-term rentals,
pricing us and other families out, since more than half of short-term rentals here are used by Washingtonians.
Costs on everything are going up.
Please tell legislators not to make our trips more expensive too.
Paid for by Airbnb helps our state thrive. Host Hack.
What a good move I made. Let me tell you a quick story. I've done a whole bunch of races and a bunch of other stuff like that, and my left hip started bothering me about 5 years ago. And I go to the doctor, and he's like, you need a hip replacement. I was like, I'm 60. Yeah, we're going to ask you to wait a little while because we don't want you to wear the hip out. We want you and the hip to go into the grave at the same time. I said, what do you do about all this pain? Well, you could, aspirin, and you could continue to do this and that and, sleep with a pillow between your legs. I was like, no, I don't want to do this. Then I was talking to Bob Stelton over there at the sports department. So he went to Dr. Mark Wagner, and I think he had his hip done as well. So I go in there. I said to Dr. Wagner, can you fix my hip? Takes a look at the MRI. Yes. So I got the stem cell procedure. I'm telling you something. This is the best. If you've been thinking about, surgery for your knee, your wrist, your shoulder, or hip. No. Check out Dr. Mark Wagner and go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
This week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to my friend Brock Heward. Brock, why did you call First Mark?
Brandy, it is so good to talk to you. It's been too long, and we made that call. And the only bummer is we waited too long. I know you hear from people that you talk to as well as I do to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. I just wish we would have done it earlier. You know, Brandy, the word that comes to my mind is a word I use on my sports show a lot, and that is connective tissue. It's important in team building. It's important to players in a locker room to be connected to others. And when it comes to insurance, it's so complicated. It's stressful, and you just don't even want to deal with it. And that's where the connective tissue of having a pro, having a broker, having a partner, and most of all, having a teammate like First Mark Insurance was the best connective tissue we could find.
Brock did it. My family did it. You got to do it. It's free. Take the First Mark Challenge. See how much they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be our next First Mark Challenge victory. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
For nearly 50 years, over 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance, including me. John Curley here. Save up to $2,000 on a new Lennox heating and cooling system. Schedule your free consultation at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people at Home Comfort Alliance.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. Outcry from school staff and administration in Minnesota after they say immigration agents have started taking children. They point to a case you've probably seen online where pictures show a 5-year-old was driven away by federal agents.
Columbia Heights School Superintendent Zena Stenvik says agents took 5-year-old Liam Ramos and his father from their driveway this week as Liam arrived home from preschool.
Why detain a 5-year-old? You can't tell me that this child is going to be classified as a violent criminal.
ICE says Liam and his father, an undocumented immigrant from Ecuador, are now at a processing center in Texas. A Columbia Heights 4th grader and her mother are also there.
Our children should not continue to be targeted by masked agents brandishing large weapons.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
And in Olympia, hundreds of people packed the steps of the Capitol building Thursday to protest deportations. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun.
The group that organized this protest also runs a deportation hotline, and they say that has been swamped with calls. The Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network, or WISN, tells KIRO 7 its deportation hotline is already on pace to more than double the number of calls it got last year. The increase in confirmed ICE sightings has come with a slew of false reports too, though, mostly spread through social media.
It's Blue Friday, and it also might be the best day to buy Seahawks tickets from resellers if you don't already have them. We've been tracking ticket costs, or KIRO 7 has been tracking ticket costs, and they're down about $100 for the get-in price nosebleed tickets, but it's still going to cost you over $600 to get in. Extra transit options will be available on Sunday for the game. The Sounder train will have special service, so will West Seattle Water Taxi. Sound Transit will run regular service for Link Light Rail and have extra trains and buses on standby in case of crowding. Now let's get a check of KIRO News Radio traffic, and we are a Friday light. I guess people are resting up before this weekend. I-5 southbound is your heaviest spot. You have quite a bit of slowing through the Northgate area. That breaks up a little bit, but you're still a little bit higher volume until you get to about 520, and then you're clear getting into downtown. I-5 northbound across the Ship Canal Bridge. Of course, you've got slowing because of construction there. But otherwise, it's a speed limit drive almost from Tacoma all the way into Seattle. There's just a tiny little snag around the West Seattle Bridge, but I don't see anything blocking there. I-90 westbound, just east of Rainier Avenue South, there's a disabled vehicle blocking the lane, but even that's not causing problems. It's green all the way back to Bellevue on 520 and the I-90 bridge. A little bit of slowing 405 northbound through the S-curves, and gosh, the slowing through Bothell has all but disappeared as well. This traffic report brought to you by Northwest Hope and Healing. Join Northwest Hope and Healing for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of wine tasting and inspiration. Get your tickets now for January 31st at northwesthopeandhealing.org. or your weather. We are going to be sunny today with a high of just 45 degrees. Overnight lows in the low 30s, high 20s. Tomorrow, 44 is your high and sunny after some morning fog. It's 32 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Want to make a point of clarification because right before the break, we were talking about what is in the Constitution. We were talking about due process.
I didn't say it was in the Constitution.
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm correcting our listener.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And one of our listeners said that it was due process is for American citizens, not for illegal immigrants. And there's no such thing as due process for illegal immigrants. That's a quote. And in fact, in the Constitution, due process protections in the 5th and 14th Amendments apply to quote unquote persons, not just to citizens. And that language has been interpreted by courts to mean that non-citizens would include undocumented people who are physically present in the United States are entitled to due process of the law. So don't use that as an excuse for what is going on right now. But let's talk about you wanted to.
Well, we're missing the most important part of this. The most important part of what just happened during our break. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Sometimes I get discouraged because I believe that people sometimes aren't getting it. But I am encouraged now because 99% of you hit the text line and said, no, due process is for all persons.
Yes.
So that lets me know that the majority of you actually, I don't know, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if you're saying due process is for all persons, I don't know if it's possible for you to agree with things that are going on. But again, I'm just going off the text message, and I got to say,
yes,
I'm truly encouraged. That's all.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about what's going on with Amazon because we're hearing that the company is gearing up for another massive round of layoffs. Reuters is reporting that the company could lay off thousands of employees as early as next week. And of course, you remember when we talked about this in the fall, Reuters had also said the company was eyeing up to 30,000 jobs. The company ended up confirming 14,000 layoffs, but they made it also clear that it wasn't going to be the last layoffs. So now this next wave could be about the same size as last year's, which would put Amazon on track for the largest layoffs in company history. And obviously, this is going to hit the Seattle area hard. According to the Seattle Times, nearly 2,200 of those October layoffs hit workers in Seattle and Bellevue. And that was second only to Microsoft, which cut more than 3,000 Washington jobs last year. And then we also had just reported earlier this week that Meta just laid off more than 300 workers in the Puget Sound area just this week. So the question I asked you, Gee, earlier today was, what kind of things would you tell your sons or your daughter, if they were potentially going to lose their job? What could they do to protect themselves from, being on the beach for months and months and months?
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone. That's what I would tell you. And let me back that up by a story that just happened, and it actually reinforces it. A couple weeks ago, I was out because I had to do a Seahawk event over on the on base Seattle over there with the Coast Guard in the Seattle Seahawks. And Jermaine Kearse was my ride to get back to the Seahawks practice facility in Renton. And when I get into his car, I looked at his steering wheel and I said, "Oh man, did your steering wheel never rip?" Because on the Teslas, the steering wheel was not, it wasn't made right, and it ripped really bad, right, on mine. And so I was delaying going to get it fixed. I just was going around with a messed up deal. And to which Jermaine Kearse says, "Oh, yeah, mine was messed up too, but Tesla does it for free. They'll come out for you and do it for free." I said, "Are you serious?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Wow." Next, I got on my phone, made an appointment. Tesla came the next day, fixed my steering wheel. Here's my point. I would have never known that information had I not gotten in Jermaine's car. I never get in Jermaine's car. I see him, but I never get in his car. That's how life is. Sometimes you can put yourself in situations where you're like, oh, I didn't know that. I learned something. But if you continue to stay inside of your same bubble all the time, you don't learn as much as you actually could. Sometimes the answers that you might need are outside of your comfort level and outside of your bubble.
I think you're exactly right. I think also trying to be, whether it's recession-proof or layoff resilient, one of the things that you could do to help yourself is to make yourself a lot harder to replace by doing work or within the company right now that either makes or saves the company money or makes you just very hard to replace. Yeah. I mean, that's an obvious, but a lot of times, people will just check in, check out. I'm going to do the job as it is described. And you're not thinking of, hey, how can I make myself, unreplaceable?
Right.
The other thing is build skills that can travel between companies. So, for example, not just one that is tied to Amazon but if you can be portable. Mm-hmm. What you're learning right now or what you're doing right now is something that you can take to another company that makes you very valuable. The other thing is, how a lot of times people will network, but they'll only network after they've lost their jobs. You got to keep your network warm. You got to keep the LinkedIn updated. You got to entertain other potential job offers while you have the job.
Hey, can I just say something about the LinkedIn stuff, though?
Yeah.
Quit relying on LinkedIn. Get outside of your bubble and meet and talk to people.
Sure.
Get in different groups. And you know.
And do LinkedIn.
You just talked about Amazon and the layoffs, right? And for those that have a stock portfolio, you know that what I'm going to say is the truth. Go look at it. How's the market doing today? How's that Amazon stock today, right? What's happening in our country is it's being masked, right? Like no black, white, Hispanic, all this stuff, all the culture wars. The truth is, it is a class war between the extremely rich and the working class. The number one reason, when Dr. Martin Luther King was speaking about and saying he had a dream and talking about diversity and all those things, they didn't assassinate Dr. King then. They assassinated Dr. King when he started to establish and tell people it is a fight between the extremely rich. One of the last things he did, he was killed the night before he had given a speech, and he was in Memphis for the sanitation workers strike. My point is that I hope people are seeing that it's still the same today. Nothing is different. People losing their jobs, but the stock market goes up higher.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you are also worried about your job, this is another piece of advice. Live below your paycheck and build at least 6 months of savings, because that's where a lot of people also get caught.
All right, Flex Fridays is next. We talk about a little workout stuff. I'm going to talk about some other stuff as well. Somehow we'll bring in some Seahawks stuff. Gee Ursula.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan. Presented by Carter Subaru.
More like Choke Point. The new year brings a big new headache for the thousands of you commuting south on I-5 into Seattle. The latest phase of Revive I-5 is underway, and it won't be finished anytime soon. I've got you covered with traffic on the 3s every morning from 6 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News. Nate Connors has you covered every afternoon. We're always hunting for alternate routes, and we'll help you get where you need to be a little faster. On KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine, and you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
For seniors, the new year is a good time to reassess finances. If you're struggling with bills, our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says a reverse mortgage may be a great way to ease your stress.
Seniors tell me all the time, we love our home, we'd love to stay here, but we just can't afford it anymore. A reverse mortgage lets you tap your home equity for tax-free cash to pay off your mortgage, pay off your debts, and maybe put some extra money in the bank. You've worked hard for that home equity. Now let your home work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. You'll get a no-pressure consultation directly from me. Never a sales pitch and never an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from Best Mortgage, the reverse mortgage experts, the VA loan and debt consolidation experts too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Day and Night gives you a free furnace or water heater with installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace or water heater from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
We live here in Washington. I travel all over the state for work.
Affordable short-term rentals help us stay together and make Hazel feel at home.
Now Olympia is considering a huge tax increase on short-term rentals,
pricing us and other families out, since more than half of short-term rentals here are used by Washingtonians.
Costs on everything are going up.
Please tell legislators not to make our trips more expensive too.
Paid for by Airbnb helps our state thrive. Host PAC.
This winter, drive with confidence in a Subaru from Subaru of Puyallup. From rainy commutes to icy roads, Subaru's legendary all-wheel drive and advanced safety are built for our winters. Subaru of Puyallup is known for something even better, a stress-free car buying experience. No pressure, no games. Just friendly Subaru experts helping you find the right vehicle at the right price. Start shopping now and see our stress-free pricing exclusively at SubaruofPuyallup.com. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership, part of the Harnish Auto family.
I know the song I just don't.
She's a maniac.
No. I know the song. I just don't remember the movie.
Jennifer Beals.
Flashdance.
Boom. There we go. Appreciate it. I knew I didn't get it. All right, y'all know what time it is.
Hey, I'm always flexing.
Yeah, that's what we got. Always flexing. It is time for Flex Fridays. It's a check-in. So if you're just joining the show and you're like, well, what's this Flex Fridays all about? Here's what happened. At the end of last year, 2025, Ursula talked about, and she shared it, and she said her doctor encouraged at least a little bit more activity coming up here soon. So Ursula said, you know what I'm going to do? She says, you say it. You tell them.
Well, I think it's a lot more fun and a lot easier to do when you do it and have accountability partners. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that the doctor did say, as we get a little longer in the tooth and we want to make sure that our bones are good, our joints are good, and all that. And I am an active person, but I'm not actively working out, and going to the gym enough. So one of the things that she said is, I want you to commit right here. And she actually put it in my chart. She said, I need you to lift weights at least once a week. She was very specific. You need to do some resistance training, or you need to, essentially try to build up muscle and make my bones stay strong, right? I mean, just stay strong.
Right.
So you could just get up and move and not always just complain about your creaking knees and, whatever. And so we talked about it and we said, hey, why don't we see if others in our Gee and Ursula Show family want to join in? And so we said at 9:47 every Friday, we'll check in with each other. Yeah. So we posted on our Facebook page some pictures of us. Nick was actually the first one who posted because yesterday. So have you always been working out, or are you trying to be much more deliberate about it
I started getting more deliberate about it like at the beginning of last month to get a head start on New Year's resolutions. And I'll say with consistency and going at least 3 or 4 times a week to go for a run or just like do some push-ups or sit-ups, something like that, you'll start to notice the difference, even if it's just a little bit.
That is awesome. And, the coolest thing is Ursula was very transparent, and she's like, oh, my goodness, it's Flex Fridays tomorrow. I'm going to be going to the gym.
Yes.
And you made it to the gym.
Yeah, I did.
So
9:30 last night.
Wow.
Not even joking. And 8:30. Because the gym closes at 10. Yes. So I gave myself 90 minutes.
Well, look at you. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is great. And the reason why it is important, because sometimes, you might come across someone, Ursula, that might say, oh, so you only went to the gym one time this week? Or when you went to the gym, you only went for 10 minutes? Like, it's really easy to judge progress. But that's the key word. It's progress. So if you go to the gym for 10 minutes once a week for the next 12 months, was that better than 2025? Yes.
Yes.
Right? And so I think people should celebrate being better than they once were. So right now, you're coming into the new year, you have not missed a week.
No, I have not missed a week. Now because I started off doing it 2 days a week, and I want to get it to 3 days a week. And my son is going to actually help me get to 3 days a week, because he was like, then you can really start feeling the results. And everyone said the same thing over and over again. Don't start off too much because you're going to give up. Yes, you were the main person who said
give up.
Just give yourself credit for going, just one. And that's what my doctor said too. She was like, I'm not putting 2 or 3 times. I'm putting 1 time because that'll be a lot better than nothing.
You want to know when I started this whole working out thing, Ursula? And do you remember during the pandemic and after I would be done with the show, I would go walking in my neighborhood?
Yes.
You remember that?
I absolutely
And I'd be on
remember
the
that.
headphones. You'd be like, hey, Gee, it's hard to hear you.
Yes.
That's what started it. I started walking.
And now you're doing it every morning.
5 days. 5 days a week, hour Stairmaster every morning right now.
And you have lost a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the day we went and we were with Dr. Rasmussen and we were getting
the shots.
And remember? And we had to, you were a lot meatier then.
A lot meatier. But I'll say this before we go.
And you seem, I've told you over and over again, you look 10 years younger.
And I feel that way. One more thing, if there's one thing that working out does to you, forget the cosmetic part on how you look. Think about how you feel.
Yes.
Like, you're so much sharper. Move, the way you think, your clarity, it's crazy.
Yes. You can do more in the day than you thought you were capable of because that
So
increase
true.
in energy. And I'll say the support group that we have right now is actually very helpful for anyone that's trying to keep it going because I'll be honest, yesterday I was ready to take the day off, and then you guys mentioned Flex Friday. I'm like, I got to get out there and do it. So that's what drove me to do it yesterday.
I know. And yesterday I was going to go with Mark to the gym and he was like, nah, I don't, he just got his hip replaced.
I know.
So he was like, yeah, I think I'm going to skip. And I was like, okay, no, I cannot skip. I'm going in.
To quote the great philosopher Sophia, Hey, coming up, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Oh my goodness, it's Blue Friday, and the Seahawks got something special going on. We'll talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
It's hiring season at Sky Nursery. Hi, I'm Jen, greenhouse manager here at Sky, where we've been proudly serving Seattle area gardeners since 1953. Sky Nursery is truly a fantasy plant land, but it's also a bustling environment that takes a great team to succeed. Whether you're making coffee, cashiering, or on the sales floor, we're looking for applicants who like to learn, adapt with the seasons, and go home knowing they made a difference in somebody's garden. Spring is fast approaching. Find open seasonal positions and benefits at skynursery.com.
You know the one question that guys hate to have asked of them by their wives, Nick?
I can take a good guess.
I know you know 100 of them. This is the worst one. Do these jeans make my butt look big?
Whoa.
Can't answer that one, right? What I've noticed is whenever you ask me questions like that, I just simply say, I don't know. What did the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic say?
Well, the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic would tell me that my butt looks great in those jeans now that my hormones are balanced.
What'd they do? Did they give you something to bring your weight down?
No, just a result of having my hormones balanced caused me to lose weight. Who would have known? I had no idea that would be a result of it.
So that's good. So the answer is you look great. You're beautiful.
I feel great. I look great.
Yeah.
And I know it.
I've also noticed that your testosterone makes you a little feistier than you normally are as my beautiful Greek wife.
I might be small, but I have a loud bark.
Yes, you do. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Millions of Americans use credit cards to purchase goods every day. The Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates put the secure transactions you rely on at risk, leaving you vulnerable to hackers and foreign cybercriminals that want your data. Hackers win. You lose. Guard your card before it's too late. Tell Congress your data security is not for sale and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/now. That's ethos.com/now.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record. and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. Storm preparations intensifying from the southwest to the northeast as a sprawling winter system will bring snow and ice and plunging temperatures. CBS's Nicole Valdez is in Nashville.
The main concern here is how slick will these roads be? Just how dangerous will they be for anyone who tries to leave their home in the next few days? Certainly, it's why officials say here, try not to leave your home. If you don't have to, don't go out and drive to the store. At this point, you're going to want to make a plan to hunker down in your home.
Ted Pyle owns a hardware store in Charleston, South Carolina, where icy conditions are due on Sunday.
Making sure that you have a backup source of power. It's not much fun being stuck in a house or an apartment or anywhere with no power.
Federal officials are defending the move to detain a 5-year-old boy whose father was sought by ICE. CBS's Nicole Skanga is in Minneapolis.
We spoke with school officials who were there, saying that they consoled the boy's sobbing mother after ICE agents took her husband and son away from her after they returned home from school that day. A lawyer for the family says they're being held at the Dilley Family Detention Center. That's down in Texas, and it's difficult to hear from them across state lines.
Authorities say they've arrested Ryan Wedding, a former Canadian Olympic snowboarder, facing charges linked to drug trafficking and the killing of a federal witness. Wedding was captured in Mexico, where authorities say he'd been in hiding for more than a decade. CBS's Kelly O'Grady on the new deal that puts TikTok operations in this country in American hands.
There's going to be 3 main managing investors, and they're each going to own 15%, right? So that's PE firm Silver Lake. There's an Abu Dhabi-based fund, MGX, and then tech giant Oracle, which I do have to note is founded by Larry Ellison, who is the father of David Ellison, who owns the parent company of CBS News, Paramount Skydance.
A federal judge says the Trump administration must keep the money flowing, for now at least, for programs aimed at helping low-income families in 5 states: California, Colorado, Illinois, Minnesota, and New York. A new mark for a monster 50-year-old album topping 40 million records sold.
The Eagles album, their greatest hits 1971 to 1975, is the best-selling album of all time in the U.S., according to new certification from the Recording Industry Association of America. Also, the band's 1976 record, Hotel California, is the 3rd best-selling album. The second is Michael Jackson's Thriller. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Wall Street, the Dow is down about 400 points. This is CBS News.
Real crimes, real justice. Follow and listen to 48 Hours on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're going to give you all the Seahawks hype in just a moment, but first we're going to check your traffic, and we are looking pretty Friday light. It is a speed limit drive from Tacoma almost all the way into Seattle. You do have some slowing from the West Seattle Bridge into downtown and in the southbound direction from Lake City into downtown. Nothing blocking though. Lake bridges look clear. 405 is not a bad drive. All the way from Renton to Bothell. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio App. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Jillian Raftery. An incredible team effort rescue in Parkland after a crash between a sedan and mail truck. The mail truck caught fire. Someone who saw it all go down rushed over and had to smash through the door to try to free the letter carrier. Then a Pierce County Sheriff's deputy arrived and got him out before spraying down the truck.
County fire priority.
The letter carrier was taken to a hospital in serious condition along with a passenger riding in that sedan. A man has been arrested and charged after his 18th time stealing from a store in North Seattle. Employees at Ulta told police that Dean Earl Corrick had repeatedly taken items without paying before he lifted $1,500 in perfume last week. Police tracked him down to where he was living at the Downtown Emergency Services Center, a shelter where they found most of the merchandise. Corrick has had 58 warrants issued for his arrest in Washington state since 2017. All right, here's the news you really want. Seahawks tickets are still available. The get-in price will run you more than $600 though. And if you, excuse me, my screen went blank there. SPD, the get-in price will run you more than $600 though. Seattle police want fans to have fun at the NFC Championship this Sunday, but they're warning 12s. If you drink, do not drive. SPD Detective Brian Pritchard says they're not interested in shutting the party down.
We know people are out there. People are celebrating. People want to have fun.
Their message is simple. Don't drink, don't get high, and don't get behind the wheel if you do any of those things.
If you're going to indulge in drinking, we ask that people do not drive.
There will be no emphasis patrol, but officers will be watching for signs of impairment. And there will be extra transit available. Link Light Rail will run as scheduled. The construction that was scheduled for Sunday will not be happening. There will be extra sound transit buses as well, and extra special sounder trains as well. Let's get a check on your weather forecast. It's going to be sunny the rest of today. 45 degrees is your high. Tomorrow, starting with fog, then sunny. It's 32 degrees in downtown Seattle right now. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, it's the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Fresh Fridays. And wait a minute. Hold up. Larry in Kittitas County says, Gee, did Ursula call you fat? No.
I did not.
No, she did not.
I did not.
She did not call me fat. And what she said is like Robin Puyallup says, nah, G is meatier now, just less tender. Now, Ursula said, she's right. When I took off my shirt to get that flu shot with Dr. Angela Rasmussen and Ursula was in attendance, your boy took his shirt off.
I mean, because I usually see you in big sweatshirts, right? So I don't see.
And your boy was meatier. I was meaty. And so Ursula said, you was meaty. The thing about Ursula, she knows how to deliver the message without insult. She knows how to play both sides. And she was like, Gee, you weren't fat. You were meaty.
No, you weren't.
Oh, no.
You were stockier.
Hold on, let me say it. I was fat. I was F-A-T and P-H-A-T. You know what P-H-A-T is?
Yes, I do. Yes. You're
pretty, hot, and tempting.
What you were, though, was not paying as much attention to your health as you are right now.
Very true.
And again, and even since then, I have also been paying more attention to my health, but basically what my doctor said is you can ramp it up a little bit more. I mean, walking is just not enough. Walking is great, but she just wanted me to add that little bit of weight training.
So
too.
can I ask
so
this?
I need
Ursula, you're Filipino.
Yes.
And so I feel comfortable in asking you this.
Yes.
And my wife, and she's Korean, and how can I say this? How come they are just no filter? How come they come to you and say, oh, you've gained weight?
Yes.
Why?
I have asked about this.
Because your mama used to do it, right?
Well, my mom would just be really concerned when I would gain, and she'd be the first one to tell me, yeah, you look like you've gained a few pounds. and we would go around and around.
Yeah.
And when you go to the Philippines, I understand a little bit or enough of Tagalog. Now, imagine, we're at the beginning of the show. I can't even believe we're getting into this, but this might be interesting because I'm listening on a beach. I was probably 30 pounds less. I was slim by American standards.
Okay.
And I hear two women speaking in Tagalog, and this was like 25 years ago.
What'd they say?
And I could hear them saying, man, she's a beautiful woman. Too bad she's taba. Like, which means too bad she's fat.
Did it ruin your day?
just like, what? I wanted to turn around. Excuse me?
Well, I'm glad we can laugh now.
I know.
I'm glad we can laugh. Hey, almost like being, hey, G, you were great, but you was a little meaty. Ah, Lord. All right.
Okay.
Let's go to work.
888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. We're going to start off with some fun.
At 10.
Okay.
Because we need to talk about our Seahawks.
Come on now.
And, okay, remind everybody what you're doing today and where you want people to be so they can see you on the boat.
I will be hosting and emceeing. Shout out to my co-host, who's going to be Nicole Remy. She's going to be there as well. DJ Super Sam is going to be there. He's the official DJ. He's going to be there. Blue Thunder, Seahawk Dancers, Blitz. And what's going to happen is it's a Blue Friday fan event. It's going to be a boat parade and a rally later on. And what they're doing is they're calling it Sailing into the NFC Championship game.
Nice.
Right?
Play
So
on
we'll be
words.
sailing all around Lake Washington, going to different places, going into Kirkland and all that stuff. So if you say, well, oh man, how go to the Seahawks, go to their social media, whether it's Instagram or Twitter.
I'm going to bet we have it on mynorthwest.com.
Yeah, they are talking about it right there. They're telling you where it goes from 2 to 9 p.m.
Nice.
You can see all the stops, and they have it numbered, letting you know where those stops are going to be. So, Ursula, people are excited. It's Blue Friday. It's a couple days before the big game on Sunday, the NFC Championship game for the Seahawks. This has not happened in 11 years. So it's not like this happens every single day. Even you got some fresh Seahawks stuff on.
I sure
right
do.
now. So it's going down.
Yeah, 425 texted in and said, after watching the hype video of Mike McDonald's first ever locker room speech about 30 times, I will never be nervous about another Hawks game again in my life. Yeah. So pumped. 425 texted for the first time today at 10:04. Welcome to the family. I love that with that text. Mm-hmm. Okay, and now, speaking of Mike McDonald, so I wanted to play a little bit of the speech, and then you fill me in.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Hang on.
I want us to just take a minute here and fast forward to January NFC Championship. It's 30-something degrees. All right, it's wet. It's windy. All right, for them. Okay, but it's just right for us.
Okay, it's going to be sunny. It's going to be nice, but, talk about this head coach of ours who, I think the jury was out initially, but man, any doubters must be like, no doubts now. This guy is for real.
Yeah. I think if you were a doubter like me, then what happened is you were so used to charisma from a head coach. You were so used to the talker and making you feel good with words. And don't get me wrong, they also made you feel good. Love Pete. Love what he did. With his tenure, he had an amazing time here in Seattle. And so I think that we were so used to that. So when Mike McDonald came, we saw this guy is like, take it or leave it. And you know what it reminds me of, Ursula? It reminds me of everyone has that family member that doesn't have a lot of words to say, but their actions are powerful.
Yes.
Matter of fact, you'll ask his or her opinion, and they'll say, sounds good. And you're like, oh, he never. But when they say something, it's meaningful.
Yes.
That's Mike McDonald, right? Like Mike McDonald is like, listen, I'm not here. They didn't hire me for me to give great speeches and make you feel good.
Yes.
They hired me to be able to stop Kyle Shanahan, the most powerful offensive coordinator in the game where he's a head coach, his offense, and to stop Sean McVay. Those two were being heralded as those are the best coaches in the game. It's proven because a lot of the assistant coaches that were with Sean McVay and with Kyle Shanahan have all gone on to get head coaching jobs. So Mike McDonald comes in and says, we're not playing that. Hence the reason why this Sunday, okay, I'm supposed to say the Seahawks are going to win because of bias. Now, let me put that to the side.
Yes.
I truly believe the Seahawks will win. Like, I really feel that way.
So trying to sound like a sportscaster, what are the keys to the game? What should we be looking for? And what can we expect going into Sunday's game that'll be different from our last opponent? Because that was a beatdown.
Feels like you had me teed up. Number one, the 12s in the stadium. That's a real thing. That's not hyperbole.
And talk about the impact that had on the last game, because I know that they were having a hard time making their play calls, right?
Even before the game started, right? And I was down there on the field. It was just an energy inside of it, right? It was just such a. It's like, Ursula, when you get ready to come to work and everything, and you're getting ready to turn the microphone on. It's like everything around you at work is just the synergy is great. That was the atmosphere last Saturday night. So when Rashid Shaheed received the kickoff, and he runs it back, the stadium never. I mean,
it never died down.
It was over.
Yes,
like it was 13 seconds, and the stadium was erupted. San Francisco never had a chance. Hence the reason why they got beat 41-6. What's going to happen? So that's one, the 12s. Two, the defense. The Seahawks have the number one defense in the league. Let me give you context. When the Seahawks won the Super Bowl in 2013, in Super Bowl 48, their opponent was the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos that year, led by Peyton Manning, had the number one offense that year. Everybody talked about was the Denver Broncos. Even the experts did not expect the Seahawks to win because it was the Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning. Mm-hmm. And if you guys know Peyton Manning can do no wrong. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That season, the Seahawks defense led the NFL in points allowed. They were number one. Now fast forward to this season. The Rams offense is number one. They talk about how great they are. They talk about Matthew Stafford being an MVP candidate. Mm-hmm. And guess what is the first time that's happened in many 10-plus years? The Seahawks defense is number one in points allowed this season. So here we go again. On Sunday, you're going to see a powerful offense go against a powerful defense.
Okay. Injuries. Who has more injuries? Which team? And do we know how Sam Darnold is doing?
Sam Darnold, he's good. Injuries can kind of be a wash. I would say not necessarily more or less. I would say as far as impactful, the Seahawks just had one, right? Charbonnet. He's out for the rest of the postseason.
Yeah, so who's his replacement, and can he fill that hole?
Well, what it would be this. Instead of Charbonnet getting 15 carries and Kenneth Walker III, getting 15 carries, which would be 30, you're probably going to see K9 get 20 to 23 carries.
Oh, okay. Leaning heavily.
So now you're going to get more Kenneth Walker III. And if you've been watching these games, I'm going to tell you right now, K9 playing very good football right now.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Cliff in Woodinville texted in and said, can you remind everybody, get loud right before the Rams get into the huddle, not just when they're at the line of scrimmage. It makes it so much more difficult to get the play out to the offense.
Yeah. The 12s were on point
I
last Saturday.
Yeah.
They were on point. They were loud while they were in the huddle, and they were louder when they got to the line of scrimmage. Oh, man. It was great.
Wow. Okay, well, we are going to have Luke join us in the 11 o'clock hour, so we'll have a lot more about the Seahawks' upcoming game.
Okay.
Again, still, have you guys figured out your menu for those of you who are like me and who will be hosting at home? What's your menu?
What's your menu?
888-973-5476. I think I'm just going to keep it easy and do pizza. We're going to have about 6 to 8 people join us. Mm-hmm. And so pizza, salad, just some kind of dessert. Yeah, nothing too crazy.
I think the more simple for these games, the better.
Yes, exactly. Okay, have you heard? You know that my favorite app is TikTok, and TikTok now has American oversight officially. The app has been under so much scrutiny. Remember, it was shut down for a bit, and basically now they're saying it's cutting ties with China in a major way. The parent company, ByteDance, has now agreed to create a new U.S.-based TikTok that'll be owned mostly by American and non-Chinese investors. So we're talking about Oracle, Silver Lake, MGX, and Michael Dell's investment group. They're all part of this deal. Together, they will control more than 80% of this new company, and ByteDance's stake drops below 20%. And so they're saying that this new version will have strict safeguards. It'll protect U.S. user data, locking down the algorithm, and tightening content moderation. And former TikTok exec Adam Presser is going to run the U.S. TikTok, and the board will be American majority. And this all comes because of the whole concern about how China is using our information. So what are you thinking? How are you feeling? Are you skeptical about it? I mean, I'm more of a TikTok user. I will say one of the reasons I don't watch a lot of TV is because with some of my free time, I'm on TikTok.
Funny you mention that. Funny you mention that. Do you know one of the biggest things that's happening right now that that entertainment and these big movie conglomerates are trying to get to the bottom of? When you and I were younger, and some of you listening, we only had 3 channels, right? Matter of fact, Sophia, Nick, there used to be a time that the TV would just turn off and you'd hear this noise. Like, it would turn off.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
you could not watch all night, all day.
Okay.
I mean, there's
Hey,
it's
Netflix
off.
times out too. They're like, "Are you still there?"
Oh, that's true.
Okay. So, no, being serious. So, we only had these 3 channels. So, everything that we watched was collectively together. Well, today, the ABCs, the big dogs, they are having a hard time because of what you just said. Because we now have different things. So you might be, hey, I don't watch TV. I hang out on Spotify. Or I'm Ursula. I don't watch TV. I've been told to watch Landman, but I can't get off TikTok. You're on TikTok, right?
Well, I've got other things going on, but if I'm going to be watching something, sometimes it's on my phone.
Yeah. Nick's on YouTube.
Yes.
Right? G is on Instagram. Or
what are you on, Sophia?
I'm kind of on everything, but I'm a TikTok user for sure.
Yes, for sure.
You know what I mean? Yes. So this whole TikTok. So I'm not on TikTok. However, Ursula's and these youngsters, you guys are. So as far as all the regulations, I don't care. But you guys, have you seen, I'm asking you, have you seen a difference with TikTok, Ursula?
When it shut down and came back on, and then also with the new administration, I would say that it took a minute to try to get the algorithm back to where I felt like it was.
Is it back?
For me, right now it is. So I'm curious. I'm there's certain things that I absolutely watch a lot of, and so I get a lot of that content.
Tell the people, what's your algorithm? I want to know.
Well, perfume talk is one of them.
Okay.
And then a lot of the
news.
Yeah. It's essentially those two. Yeah, that's a lot of it.
Look, Ursula.
And then I also watch certain people actually who are really inspirational, who are going through big challenges. So there's a lot of people who are fighting. I mean, the unfortunate thing is you're seeing that there are a lot of people who are sharing their, I hate to call it a cancer journey, but when they're dealing with devastating illnesses, and it's incredible the number of people who will share their stories and how they're coping with these things. And I tend to follow some of those people as well.
Ursula, since you be on TikTok a lot, do people be sliding in your DMs?
Constantly. I don't know what it is. I was going to show you a few more yesterday.
They be sliding?
They are hilarious. Yes. Yeah, there are a lot of men who are sliding in my DMs.
Now I heard TikTok DMs be off the chain.
You get them too.
TikTok is a little bit of a lawless land, actually.
It is. It's ridiculous.
Sophia, they be sliding in the DMs?
Well, I mean, I don't post on TikTok anymore. I got my TikTok account hacked actually like a year ago. So who knows what's going on that account.
Well, if anyone goes on my TikTok, you'll see that I just add to perfume talk. I mean, that's all it is.
I usually get the weird DMs from like Instagram or Facebook, just the random one. Like Sophia was mentioning, just maybe hacks or scams or something like that. And then other random hey, how you doing? It's like, I don't even know who you are,
Well, I mean, there's a whole sector of people being like, listen, TikTok is so unfiltered that it is a way if you want to slide into the DMs and meet someone, TikTok's an option.
All right. Let's see what's going on next. Oh, man. Coming up next, Can these kids spell anymore? Like right now, if I were to ask you, seriously, can you spell delicious? Text in, don't look, don't cheat, 888-973-5476. Can you spell delicious?
That's the word you choose?
We'll talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
We are finally just about set.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
Touchdown, Seahawks! A perfect pass by Darnold.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
These guys, they take it very seriously.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 3:30.
I really had a hard time hearing thanks to the 12s.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. KIRO News Radio.
See country star Aaron Lewis and the State Liners at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, March 24th at 8 p.m. And now an added show on March 25th. He's a multi-platinum artist whose raw lyrics and powerhouse vocals have captivated fans for decades. Now he and his band, the State Liners, are coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Get your tickets now to see Aaron Lewis at muckleshootcasino.com.
We live here in Washington. I travel all over the state for work.
Affordable short-term rentals help us stay together and make Hazel feel at home.
Now Olympia is considering a huge tax increase on short-term rentals,
pricing us and other families out, since more than half of short-term rentals here are used by Washingtonians.
Costs on everything are going up.
Please tell legislators not to make our trips more expensive too.
Paid for by Airbnb helps our state thrive. Host PAC.
For seniors, the new year is a good time to reassess finances. If you're struggling with bills, our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says a reverse mortgage may be a great way to ease your stress.
Seniors tell me all the time, we love our home, we'd love to stay here, but we just can't afford it anymore. A reverse mortgage lets you tap your home equity for tax-free cash to pay off your mortgage, pay off your debts, and maybe put some extra money in the bank. You've worked hard for that home equity. Now let your home work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. You'll get a no-pressure consultation directly from me. Never a sales pitch and never an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from Best Mortgage, the reverse mortgage experts, the VA loan and debt consolidation experts too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, today through Sunday. Linwood Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, today through Sunday. Linwood Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Linwood Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Linwood Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Hot tub starting at $2,999. Linwood Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Linwood Event Center. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission, free parking, free delivery. Linwood Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Let's ring in the new year by finally checking off something that actually matters. Your old videotapes and photos are fading more every year. VCRs are disappearing, and the clock is ticking to save your family's most important memories. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box to help you preserve your memories by converting all your videotapes, photos, and film reels into digital files. And this year, it's easier than ever.
Introducing our biggest kit yet, able to hold up to 80 videotapes or film reels or 2,000 photos. It's perfect for big collections. You can even send in old DVDs, memory cards, flip phones, or early generation iPhones.
Legacy Box is truly the easiest New Year's resolution you'll ever keep. Just fill your box and send it in. As the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos, all work is done in the U.S., and we're trusted by over 1 million families.
Start the new year right by rescuing the moments you haven't watched in years. Go to legacybox.com/radio for an incredible 55% off. That's legacybox.com/radio for 55% off.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through January 25th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
We're going to start with some top national headlines, but of course, we are going to get into your Seahawks news. Here's our first story. The FBI has captured alleged drug kingpin and former Canadian Olympic snowboarder Ryan Wedding. He's been on the most wanted list for running a drug ring that trucked tons of cocaine between Colombia, Mexico, Southern California, and Canada.
This individual and his organization and the Sinaloa cartel poured narcotics into the streets of North America and killed too many of our youth and corrupted too many of our citizens. And that ends today.
FBI Director Kash Patel says Wedding was caught in Mexico City Thursday night. He's also charged with orchestrating the murders of several witnesses. Negotiations aimed at ending Russia's war against Ukraine will enter a new phase today. Russia, Ukraine, and the U.S. will all meet for the first time in Abu Dhabi. Not heads of state, though, but a more technical level conversation. It is all we can talk about. The Seahawks versus the Rams. Seahawks tickets have dropped by double-digit percentage points this week. James Kimmel is the CEO of Epic Seats, a ticket resale platform. He tells KIRO 7 TV, today's prices are likely to be the best deal.
We're seeing huge demand, tons of people asking, tons of people wanting to go. I think because there's such a strong interest locally, what we see a lot of the times is the day of, ticket prices can actually go up.
As of last check, the cheapest seats are going for more than $600. You may be able to beat crowds to the game with transit. The Sounder will have special trains running from Lakewood and Everett to Seattle. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha says light rail will be available. The Link Light Rail scheduled construction is canceled.
The one line of the light rail will operate a normal Sunday timetable with additional game trains standing by to carry fans to the game if they are needed. And there's also going to be special extra Sound Transit Express bus service, so that helps people get here as well. So the bottom line, if you can get a ride instead of driving, just hitch a ride on the train or hitch a ride on the light rail, get down here, save yourself some trouble and some aggravation instead of having to drive and park and all that. There's plenty of public transit available.
Now let's check your traffic, and it is a speed limit drive almost everywhere you want to go. There's a little slowing through the Renton S-curves on 405 northbound and a little slowing I-5 southbound starting from about Northgate going to 520. But then you clear up through downtown and again all the way down to Tacoma. This traffic report brought to you by Closets by Design. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com to see current specials or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to learn more. Your weather. We are going to stay sunny today and tomorrow after some morning fog. High of about 45 degrees today, 44 tomorrow, 38 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Fresh Fridays to all of you. Gee, before the break, you asked folks to text in if they could spell delicious, and it looks like we're 100%. Well, with the exception of Doug in Mount Vernon, who just likes to be funny. Yeah. But you forgot that everyone has spell check.
Hey, here's the thing. Only some of you guys probably know, the very small few know that why I use the word delicious. And there's a lot of funny. If you ever watched Flavor of Love back in the day, you know about delicious. If you ever watched Cedric the Entertainer, and he talked about the dude whose name was Daryl, but he went by Daryl, but he wanted people to call him Delicious. And Cedric the Entertainer said, come on, man, I'm a grown-ass man. I ain't going to call another man Delicious. Anyway.
I love the word delicious.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, I do. I also love spelling, and little known fact. Do you know that I almost won the spelling bee. Technically, I won the big school-wide spelling bee in the international school in the Philippines in 5th grade. The reason I say technically is because they gave the eventual crowned winner a second chance because he cried on the stage, and he was known by everybody as the smartest kid in our school. And so he got a second.
I have
and then
so many questions.
And then the very next word, which was accommodate, again, 5th grade, I missed one M, and I got zinged, and so I came in second. But in my mind, I won that spelling bee. The reason why we're saying this.
What year was this? Like 1978?
Stop.
I'm just asking. I'm only asking questions. I can't ask.
No, it was mid-70s.
Mid-70s?
Yeah, but there were times, and maybe.
The other kid that cried. He just cried.
Yeah, well, he kind of really. If you think about it, now as an adult, I realize that guy had a lot of pressure on him to be the smartest kid in the school.
What was the parent dynamic? Did he have?
Yeah, I'm not. We're not going down that road.
Okay.
We're not going down that road. Right. Let's just say the guy did very, very, very well in life, and he was very, very smart, but I actually won that spelling bee. But anyway, there are a lot of teachers now, and parents, but teachers mostly, who are complaining that kids just don't know how to spell anymore. I would argue that actually adults don't know how to spell. Why? Because we're relying so much on spell check, autocorrect. People aren't writing things anymore. So one of the most frustrating things also is you know the word that you're intending to do, and then with that spell check, and it puts in a whole different word. Yeah. But people don't even know the rules of spelling, which are hard sometimes in the English language.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, so for you, how important is spelling?
Here's the thing. First of all, like in Sophia, Nick, you youngsters, Gen Z, you guys don't know nothing about what I'm going to tell you. Back in our day, every Friday we'd have spelling tests. And we had the spelling test, and when you had the spelling test, and by the way, I'm triggered right now. I'm being serious. Because my weekend was predicated on that spelling test.
Oh, seriously.
And what would happen is no matter what, you had to take your spelling test home, and you would have to get it signed, good or bad. Or that next week, you could not go to recess. So truthfully, to tell y'all the truth, the reason why I learned to spell as a kid had not because I wanted to learn how to spell, it's because I wanted my weekends to be good and I wanted to have recess. Yeah. So that was the reason. And by the way, since we're talking, I gave you guys the word delicious.
Yes.
Now, do me a favor, Ursula, even as perfect as you are.
I'm not perfect.
Give me a word that you have a hard time with. Mine is convenience. I ain't spelling that thing right ever. Matter of fact, I try to spell that thing, and spell check be like, I can't help you.
What trips you up?
All of it.
Convenience?
C-O-N-venience.
It's venience.
Okay, so we want to hear from the younger generation that is apparently not paying any attention to spelling. Like, what up?
Gee, I know you think I came out of a womb yesterday, but I did, in fact, take a spelling test when I was a kid. I wrote on pen on paper. I was in all those AP classes, so I wrote 10-page essays with a pen on paper.
Did you have to take your work home and get signed?
Yeah. That was a thing. That was a thing in 2007.
Was there ever a time that you couldn't go out for recess and you had to write lines, 100, I will not talk in class? Did you have that?
No, because I was a good student.
There you go.
I was great at spelling. I loved to read and write. I was a quiet kid, but a talkative one when it mattered.
But you have noticed, though, that,
yes.
and Nick, I'm sure you too, And it's not just the young people. Honestly, I think it's just in general, society has stopped learning how to spell correctly.
Well, it's frustrating for me.
Punctuate.
It's frustrating for me, as I'm sure it is for you, Ursula, as a person who used to really admire spelling and grammar. Like, I was a spelling and grammar nerd in college before ChatGPT was a thing. I went to college before ChatGPT was a thing. And I was the person who would peer review all of my friends' essays, all my friends who were like in engineering and STEM and did not know how to write anything.
Yes.
I helped them write all of their essays. And that was a huge, I was that friend.
It could be lucrative.
It could have been lucrative. It was a missed opportunity for me.
It was free?
Most of them, most of the time it was free.
I
was a good friend.
I just want you to know, in high school, I had a lot of friends.
I'm sure. Yeah. Point being, as a person who finds a lot of value in things being written properly, I have even noticed myself feeling frustrated because my own vocabulary, my own spelling has become lackluster because I'm just on my phone and typing everything. And sometimes I'm typing things and I'm like, I need to take a step back. I don't remember how to spell that word. Like, I need to Google it and double check that I know how to spell a word because I don't trust myself anymore.
Well, back in my day, we went to college without the internet.
Good for you.
How about that?
You had to read those encyclopedias back then.
The Britannica encyclopedias?
So the question now is it something as society that we want to continue or bring back and emphasize again?
Nobody.
I mean, you guys were
spelling.
laughing when I said I used to be able to type very quickly. And you're like, I guess you have voice to text. Who needs to type? But when it comes to graduation, punctuation, Sandy in Tumwater just texted in, and she said it's not just spelling, it is punctuation. And she shows this image of this dinosaur chasing after kids. Let's eat kids, LET''S, let's eat kids, or let's eat, kids.
Hey,
there's a big difference.
Let's be real. The English language is the hardest ever. Whenever you can say, I saw a saw, right? There's so much complications with the English language.
This is true.
It still makes me mad to write out the word Wednesday. That's the dumbest word in the world. Why is Wednesday spelled that way? Who did that?
Wednesday.
See, and you know how I just bristle every time you say Fresh Fridays? Well, Donna and Lacey.
What'd she say?
She said, really? Stickler on spelling but not grammar? It's not Fresh Fridays. Donna, I agree with you.
Okay,
Which is why for 5+ years I fought it.
All right. Can I just be serious for a second? Let me be serious for a second. I would say spelling really doesn't matter anymore when you have spell check, autocorrect, and all of these things to help you. You want to know what's more important than spelling? Is being able to articulate and communicate. Because, Donna, when I am doing events and I'm working, trust me, the Fresh Fridays doesn't show up.
So in other words, you just do it literally to annoy the heck out of me.
I mean, how many people y'all know make money from their voice and when they talk? Y'all think I make money from spelling the word convenience? Yes. Come on now. Or doing research? Coming up next on the Gee Ursula Show, scenarios.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
More like Choke Point. The new year brings a big new headache for the thousands of you commuting south on I-5 into Seattle. The latest phase of Revive I-5 is underway, and it won't be finished anytime soon. I've got you covered with traffic on the 3s every morning from 6 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News. Nate Connors has you covered every afternoon. We're always hunting for alternate routes, and we'll help you get where you need to be a little faster. On KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
There really is a lot of financial noise out there, lots of predictions, lots of pressure. Everyone has opinions. And when it comes to your own financial situation and planning for your future, clarity matters. At Trajan Wealth, their advisors are fiduciaries, meaning they're required to put your interests first. They're not in a rush. They're not doing a sales pitch on you, and that makes a huge difference. When Mark and I met with Marty at Trajan Wealth, it was clear she really knows her stuff, and she started by asking how we want to live, not just later, but right now. What matters to us, what we value, and what we want our lives to look like, and what we want our finances to support when we do finally retire. And we walked away with a much clearer plan and a lot more confidence. Trajan Wealth is veteran-owned. They work with families who want steady, straightforward guidance. Trajan, spelled Trajan. Call them today for a free consultation at 206-656-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Nick, did you know this is called quit time? Did you know what that is?
I do not know.
That means right about this time of the year, people quit their New Year's resolutions.
Oh, kind of like last year.
Okay, never mind. The important thing is that both of us made a New Year's resolution that we would take better care of ourselves for each other. And we're holding to that.
We are not flaming out because...
Longevity Medical Clinic. So we get the support of Longevity. We told them what our goals were, and they're like, absolutely, we'll get you in line. So they support me, they support you, and then as a couple, they're making us accountable for the decisions we make. So we're not going to be quitting on these things. I can't remember what your New Year's resolution was around the house.
My New Year's resolution around the house was that I was going to try to get you to start putting things away.
And I was going to get you to actually learn how to cook a piece of chicken.
Oh, well, that's for next year.
Okay, fine. Either way, we've got a team behind us. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Guys, your New Year goals start now. Get limited time savings on our most popular treatments at Revive Men's Health. Visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com to see if you qualify to save hundreds.
We live here in Washington. I travel all over the state for work.
Affordable short-term rentals help us stay together and make Hazel feel at home.
Now Olympia is considering a huge tax increase on short-term rentals,
pricing us and other families out, since more than half of short-term rentals here are used by Washingtonians.
Costs on everything are going up.
Please tell legislators not to make our trips more expensive too.
Paid for by Airbnb helps our state thrive. Host PAC.
All right, everybody, let's get to scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Has something in my throat, Ursula.
Yeah, because during the break, somehow you managed to go get some pistachios or some kind of nuts.
That's what I do all the time. I got different people around the building where I go.
Yeah, they have their little stashes of protein
they got
for
stashes,
you.
And I go right in their drawer and grab some. Okay, I got a friend who claps when I win, but they only clap very soft. They never miss my failures, though. Always there with the I told you so tone when I mess up. They don't talk bad about me, but they never talk good about me either. They say they support me, but their energy says something else. So here's the question. Do I confront them or accept that not everyone is in your circle that's meant to celebrate you? Now, I already know some of you will say confront them, but it's very easy out for them if I confront them and they'll say, what are you talking about? But I know in my heart that they just don't clap for me when I win. 888-973-5476. Ursula, you up to bat first.
And they're not being literal, they're being figurative here, right? I mean, it's just like, when you have someone in your corner who truly wants you to succeed.
Yeah.
And they are very open about that. And you know that person is in your corner and has your back.
Yeah.
And then some others who are secretly jealous of you.
Yeah.
And what it sounds like to me, first of all, is, you should actually bring it up. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise, if you value this friendship and that is truly how you mean, and I think there's a way to actually bring it up, because it could be all in your head.
Right.
And it could be your own insecurity. Mm-hmm. And maybe you have a different way of showing support for somebody.
Yeah.
But I'll just say in this case, trust your gut. If you think this person really truly isn't your supporter and you're not trusting what they say behind your back, I would argue that's not your friend. And so you can find out by actually having that conversation. And it is going to be a difficult conversation. But I would start it with, I want to know where we stand, and I have to tell you that this is how I feel when I have successes, and sometimes I feel like you're not truly supporting me. And these are the reasons why. And give them a chance to respond.
Before we get to you, Sophia, Ursula, let me just say this. People aren't really jealous about your success per se, or the amount of money or what you're doing. They really are upset with them having to confront what's going on in their life.
That's also
so when
true.
they see you do things, it confronts them. Now, I'll say this. I said this at your 60th birthday party, and I got to say it again. Ursula, nobody celebrates me the way you do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being serious. When I got stuff, you always are like, oh my goodness, G, that is so good. This happens. Oh my goodness. And I talked about the 12 tour, the rally on the boat today.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my goodness, we got to talk about that.
Because you're so humble about those things. I'm like, why are you not saying,
But you know where that comes from. It comes from you do that because things in your life, you're secure with things in your life. You can't do this if you're not secure in your own life. What I'm saying is, it's a lot of us that walk around here that are very insecure about what's going on. Now, by the way, they don't say it on Facebook. They don't tell you. They just show you how everything's perfect. But sometimes there's things going on in their lives. So when you see your friend doing well, they don't want to clap loud for you because it forces them to confront things that are not going well in their life.
And I understand what you're saying fully.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I will say that I would have the same reaction to you even when things aren't going well in my life. And anyone who's listened to this show knows there were years where things were going horribly in my life.
But you were secure. The difference is you were secure. Insecurities makes us feel and act a certain way.
That's true.
You lost both your parents.
Yeah.
It was a hard time in your life.
2 brothers. Yeah.
2 brothers.
Yeah.
But you've always been secure in what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have a foundation, you have a family, all those things.
Yeah, that's
All
true.
right. I didn't mean to get serious.
Well, but I just want to say, absolutely confront it. Brad in 253 said, thank God breathing is involuntary for some of your listeners. Go have that tough conversation. And it's true. And that is one thing with all our scenarios that I find interesting. And I understand it is hard to have critical conversations. It is hard to have those conversations when you have to confront. It's easier to talk to someone else about someone you disagree with than to actually have that conversation with them. But man, it would solve so many problems if you would just do it.
Yeah, it would. It really would. All right, I got to go to Nick. Nick, what you got?
Well, you're going to run into some people that don't feel the best about themselves, and maybe they're under the impression that they're not where they want to be in life. So if they're seeing this so-called friend that's doing well and deserves celebration, and you give the golf clap or even crickets during those times, are you really a true friend to them, or is it someone they're conveniently able to compare themselves to? If the answer is the latter and they emphasize the shortcomings over success, maybe take some space from them to avoid negative vibes and that extra scrutiny. Surround yourself with good people, and if you really care about your friend, let them know how you feel about not getting the full hand clap for the wins. So you can always change.
All right, good stuff. Sophia, what you got?
My quick thing would be that, the thing is, I think it's insecurity, but it's also personality. Like, some people are naturally good cheerleaders. Other people are just haters. Like, good haters, you know? Like, they're good at being haters. And not even in a negative way. Like, some people, their personality is just they love to hate. And that's like I have a friend, she sometimes gets mad at me because I don't hate enough with her. Like, she'll be gossiping, and I'll be like, well, and she's like, no, Sophia, you're not supporting me in my hate. Like, I need you to hate with me. Because that for her is love. Hating together.
Yes.
You know? Did you see how Gen Z just cut right to the chase?
Oh, yeah. No, you nailed it.
When you're asking others to hate too, that's real hater right there.
Listen, and you know what? And she is my cheerleader. She always supports me, but she loves to be a hater of other people.
It's a glass half empty person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just want you to listen. Gen Z is not that bad. All right, coming up next, more of the Gee Ursula Show.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
More like choke point. The new year brings a big new headache for the thousands of you commuting south on I-5 into Seattle. The latest phase of Revive I-5 is underway, and it won't be finished anytime soon. I've got you covered with traffic on the threes every morning from 6 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News. Nate Connors has you covered every afternoon. We're always hunting for alternate routes, and we'll help you get where you need to be a little faster. On KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Corporate megastores are spending millions lobbying D.C. politicians on one-sided policies that send small businesses tumbling. They want to enact harmful credit card mandates that take resources away from your local credit union and community bank, leaving Main Street businesses with less access to credit, making it harder for your family to pay for everyday goods like gas and groceries. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
More than 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide a lifeline to breast and gynecologic cancer patients, and you can help us make a difference. Join us for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of wine tasting and inspiration on January 31st at Maryhill Winery in Woodinville's Wine Country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more.
File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction or your money back. File today the easy way in the Credit Karma app.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left? I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume 2.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through January 25th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. A massive winter storm is taking aim at much of the country. CBS's Jim Ursula has more from the mountains of southwestern Virginia.
Millions, including Lisa Strong, are stocking up ahead of what's predicted to be one of the worst storms in recent memory across the mid and deep south, southeast and mid-Atlantic.
I have some of everything. I do have the milk, the bread, and the eggs. I have lots of chicken in here.
Parts of 35 states are under winter storm warnings and advisories. Widespread travel disruptions and power outages are expected. Jim Ursula, CBS News, Fancy Gap, Virginia.
CBS's Nicole Valdez is in Nashville, Tennessee.
There are not many snow plows here because, again, we just don't get that much snow, but they've got 45 this year. And every time they get a new fleet, these school children get to hold a contest and name those new snow plows. So of the several names that won this year, Dolly Plowton is one of them. Another one is Snowella and Blizzard of Oz.
The rain falling in North Texas is a prelude to ice and extreme cold. The FBI has captured alleged drug kingpin and former Canadian Olympic snowboarder Ryan Wedding in Mexico City. Wedding is accused of running a drug ring that trucked tons of cocaine between Colombia, Mexico, Southern California, and Canada. He's also charged with orchestrating the murders of several witnesses. FBI Director Kash Patel.
This individual and his organization and the Sinaloa cartel poured narcotics into the streets of North America and killed too many of our youth and corrupted too many of our citizens. And that ends today.
Jury selection is set to begin on September 8th for Luigi Mangione, who's accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in December 2024. A federal judge says the rest of the trial schedule is contingent on whether she allows prosecutors to seek the death penalty. Russia, Ukraine, and the U.S. are holding peace talks in Abu Dhabi in an effort to end the nearly 4-year-long war. The BBC's Sarah Rainsford reports.
They're focusing on the real big disagreements at the heart of all of this, which is the question of territory. Russia has said again overnight that it insists Ukraine needs to hand over parts of the eastern Donbas region that Russia has been unable to win on the battlefields.
Consumers are feeling slightly more optimistic about their financial situation. CBS's Jason Brooks.
Consumers say that their purchasing power is being squeezed by high prices, but the University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index rose in January with broad-based gains. The survey says the gains were seen across all income, education level, age, and political groups. However, sentiment is still down 20% from a year ago due to inflation and weaker job market prospects.
Stocks are mixed on Wall Street right now. This is CBS News.
Real crimes, real justice. Follow and listen to 48 Hours on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We've got all your Seahawks hype and an announcement from Link Light Rail. Stick around for that. But first, we've got your KIRO News Radio traffic. And we are still sitting at a nice Friday light. No major collisions to tell you about. It's a speed limit drive from Tacoma all the way into Seattle with just a small snag northbound across the Ship Canal Bridge where there's construction. And southbound, there is still a little bit of slowing left over from about Northgate off and on into downtown, but it's only going to cost you a couple minutes. Lake bridges are clear. 405 is nearly a speed limit drive all the way from Renton to Bothell. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
This just in, a major update from Sound Transit. Link Light Rail Line 2 will start up across Lake Washington on March 28th. That's going to connect Seattle to the east side. The project is years late. We'll get you more information throughout the day. Someone shot up a stolen car near Aurora Avenue in North Seattle overnight. Concerned neighbors near the 800 block of Northwest 75th Street sent KIRO News Radio surveillance video that caught the sound. Police say they have not found any victims. Amazon could cut thousands of jobs next week. Reuters first reported the news yesterday, citing anonymous sources. The layoffs would continue Amazon plans to shrink its corporate workforce. Layoffs last year hit the Northwest particularly hard. In Washington, 2,300 jobs were cut out of the 14,000 worldwide. The anticipation is building.
Oh, they're going all the way. Super Bowl, baby.
Seahawks are winning the Super Bowl. End of the story. We're winning it. Let's go.
You can get all your anxious, excited Blue Friday energy out at a fan rally this afternoon. There's going to be a boat parade starting at 2 p.m. along the Montlake Cut around Lake Washington. Fans can join in their own boat or cheer from the shore. Sunday's game forecast couldn't get much better. Also, here's KIRO News Radio meteorologist Ted Beener.
More sunshine as everybody enters the stadium. Our first 5 p.m. sunset will be there in probably the second quarter. Light winds, the only fly in the ointment. It's going to be pretty doggone chilly. So kickoff temperature will probably be right around 42, 43 degrees. By the time we get to that final whistle, it's going to be down into the upper 30s.
You can hear a lot more Seahawks hype coming up on the Gee and Ursula Show. And of course, you can get the details about that fan rally at mynorthwest.com. Now let's check your weather forecast. We are going to be warming up to 45 degrees, and we're going to stay sunny throughout today. Starting foggy on Saturday, high of 44. Overnight lows in the low 30s, and overnight lows Saturday in the high 20s. It's 41 degrees in downtown Seattle right now. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to you. Happy Fresh Fridays. Our good buddy, Jamal Ursula in Federal Way. Sorry about the excess. Our good buddy.
You just can't help yourself.
No, especially on the Fridays. Jamal in Federal Way says, I hate it when G says something really funny, but then he says he's being serious. It's like he's telling us we're not supposed to laugh. Well, G, if you're being serious, then you need to stop being so funny.
Jamal is confused. Hey, shout out to Barry in the 253 who texted in and sent us a picture of his son who has his Seahawks jersey on. He has his 12 jersey on and his black cowboy hat. And he was asking if his fit looked okay.
I'll let him know. I sent the text to JSN. I took a screenshot of the picture with your son in a black cowboy hat, and I sent it to JSN.
That is so cool because JSN wears. You were asking if he would wear it.
Yeah.
Before today's or this weekend's game,
and we don't know. He said he doesn't know.
Yes, exactly. But I love it, and we have posted a picture on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page of our fit. You'll recognize mine because it's the exact same thing I wore last week. But G, of course, always has something new.
Yeah.
But we want to see yours. How are you repping the team today?
Oh, get on our Facebook page.
Exactly. So post your picture on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page, and we would love it. And I know that a lot of you are doing what you can to have a lot of spirit. So let's get to it.
What's new at 10?
And we can't talk enough about the Seahawks because we have this big game on Sunday. And Luke Ducey, all week long, you've been going down to the stadium. You have been looking for different story angles. And one of the things that I know you're about to talk about is for those of us who are really nervous about Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of us. Me, I've got my butterflies going.
What makes you most nervous about it?
I don't know. I just, I don't know. I've always gotten nervous before playing a game. Like I played soccer and I played all through for a long time. And still to this day, when I would take my daughter to soccer games and I would smell like the cut of freshly cut grass, I'd get butterflies. And I would say to myself, I'm not even playing. Yeah. Why am I nervous? I don't know.
You're competitive.
But I talked to a psychologist who knows.
Okay.
And we can dive into that, absolutely. I would love to start right now by if you're watching on the YouTube feed and you see a big 12-man flag in the middle there. You know what we've been doing with that flag all week long? You two, Gee and Ursula, you signed it and left a little message for the 12s, for the Hawks, for whoever. I'm taking that around, and I took it around today as well throughout Seattle, and I just went up to people and I spread it. I say, hey, I would love for you to sign this, and you know, what does this represent to you? What does it mean to be a 12? And I've got those stories, and I'm going to be telling that story in a video in a broader format coming on the web. But maybe that's a good question for you all. You signed it. What does it mean to you to be a part of this energy of the 12s?
I think that it is a unifying experience. I think at a time when we are so divided in this country, I think it's awesome that we can focus on something that we can all cheer about.
Yeah.
And so that's a big thing for me. I am someone who is very competitive, and I want the Seahawks to win. I think it just puts everyone in a much better mood. How about you, G?
About the Seahawks?
Yeah.
What question you got for me?
Well, what does it mean to you to be a part of this? And by the way, a big selling point, and I will say about the flag now, it has some beer stains on it. And I'll tell you why, because there's a bar. 12s were partying this morning down near the Lumen Field, and I took it into a bar that was open at like 6 a.m. I'm not kidding you. They had an event for a major network, but they had the Blue Thunder there. The cheerleaders were there, and so people were down there, and I told them, there you go. I love that. I'm a sucker for a drum line. But I told them that you two signed it. That was a big selling point. They said, where? And they look for your signatures and your messages.
Oh, you were sweet.
No, they were excited. They thought that was so cool. So, G, your name's on there. I mean, you must be excited about that.
So what does this big game mean for you?
Well, downtown is clean right now. That's what it means. I don't know. Seriously, I was down, Ursula, by the stadium last night because I had an event. It's immaculate down there. It looks incredible. I mean, seriously. And what this means to me is the Seahawks and what it means for this city and this town. I'm not being selfish here. I think I need it, and I think we need it. Mm-hmm. It's not lost on us what's going on in the world, right? So sometimes you need a little something to collectively come together with some people like having Luke Ducey go out there and talk to the fans. I'm sure, I'm not going to speak for Luke Ducey here, but I'm sure Luke Ducey enjoys this going out to talk to people than some of the other things that you have to go out and do your jobs on.
Yes, I will admit to that, yes. And if our bosses are listening, yes, send me to more Seahawks stories than crime and other things.
What kind of things were you hearing from folks who were signing the flag?
Same things you guys were. You know, it's all walks of life. And it is something a lot of people don't understand what it is. Why do I care so much about being a 12 and what that is? And, you know, this doctor, and let's just dive right in there. He talked to me about what that means. It's because everyone wants to be a part of something. Mm-hmm. They want to find their people. These are our people. No matter who we are or what we think or what we do day to day, we come together in these moments. And it's fascinating to see. And I've been to other cities. I've worked in other cities. You don't see this anywhere. So Dr. Daniel Wan, he's a sports psychologist. He's actually pretty world-renowned, way over in Kentucky out of Murray State University. And he's got an accent, and he's a big fan of Kentucky sports out there and his family. But this guy knows his stuff, and he talked us through the Mariners playoff run, telling us how we should think about the team and what if they lose, what if they win, and it may not matter if they win or lose. But he said it's about being a part of something. But also he said this: if you're feeling anxious or nervous right now, here is what he wants you to do, and here's what he said:
you should revel in that anxiety because if you don't feel anxious or nervous about an upcoming sporting event, are you really even excited?
Yeah, that's a great point, right? Revel in it. Go with it. And what if we win or lose? This is what he said about that.
You just don't want to overplay the value of the outcome. I think what the fans need to do is they need to remember that there were a lot of good things. The outcome is not all there is to being a sports fan.
Now, I know, G, I know.
G, are you doubling over because you agree with that or you disagree with that?
Did I not tell you guys this exact thing during the Mariners run? I said exactly. Nick, tell him. Did I not say exactly this during the Mariners? Everybody thought I was crazy.
No, you said it, yeah. I'll vouch for you.
Enjoy the moment.
Yeah. And that's what being a 12 is all about. There's something greater than just winning and losing here. Although he did say, he thinks that we're going to win. I mean,
if someone said you have to put $100 on somebody to win this weekend and to win a Super Bowl, my money's on Seattle. I like their odds.
But if they lose, just remember all the good moments, too.
Okay, I got to ask you guys something, because I know when I played competitive tennis, for example, I always loved it when people underestimated me. Do you feel more comfortable when people say, oh, yeah, the Seahawks need to win, or they're going to win? Or do you feel better when they're like, it's going to be really hard?
Well, Ursula.
Yeah.
How more disrespected can the Seahawks be? In the beginning of the season, they were predicted to be last in the division by the experts. People that do this for a living, people who have played the game of football, the experts said that they would probably win 7 or 8 games. The experts are still with a glimmer of, but the offense. People love an offense more than a defense.
That's true, because it's more exciting.
So we still we only loved here. We get disrespected everywhere else.
Oh, is that right? Because I don't monitor what everyone else is saying.
Yeah. No,
Are we still coming into this as the underdogs for Sunday?
Now, betting
favored.
Betting purposes, we're favored.
We're favored in Vegas, but if you include home field advantage, then it's like even, which is kind of disrespect. You always want to be the underdog. You want people to say, absolutely, because that's why they say
chip on my shoulder.
That's why they say it's yours to lose if you're the odds-on favorite, but you want to be that underdog because, it doesn't matter what you do. You just go all out then. You just go all out because there's no pressure on you. Because there's no expectation.
Yes. That is so true.
You just hit it.
I do it every day, Luke. I get on here. I'm the underdog on the Gee and Ursula Show. I'm the guy that doesn't do the research, doesn't have a news boss open.
Would you stop saying that because people will start believing
The problem is you're up against and you're co-host with someone who has been in the business for such a long time. She is a professional through and through. She will never get. She's mastered it. She could do it. Hands behind her.
Hey, Raindrop in Puyallup just texted in and said, "I just bought nosebleed seats for Sunday's game and I couldn't be more excited. Seahawks are my happy place, so I decided to seize the day. Every day this week has been blue. Go Hawks with the power of the 12th."
Drop some
now,
coin.
Question I was going to say.
Like 650?
You looked into...
they went down a little bit.
Yeah. I heard the prices were dropping. Now $650.
Oh, no. Here's what I saw on Ticketmaster. Okay. Way up high as you can get with $1,000. If you want 50-yard line behind the Hawks bench, $4,500. Is what they're going for on Ticketmaster. Scalpers are out, and they know that people are willing to pay those high prices. So there are scammers out there. Seattle Police warning people, hey, be careful. If you buy these tickets, make sure you see the seat number, the section number, and the date on the tickets before you buy anything. And buy it from a reputable company like Ticketmaster.
You probably don't want to be buying from outside the stadium.
The dude on TikTok that says. You got, I got some seats for you. No, don't do that. I've got some really interesting things that for people watching the game as well. Yeah. Tech that goes on in the game. You want to talk a little bit tech?
Yeah.
Tie tech going on? Okay. There's a new thing out there the NFL has been using this year called Hawkeye Smart Replay System. It just happens to be mentioned, named Hawkeye. Good for us. They take every angle from the cameras from the broadcast, and they have 6 8K NFL cameras now in every single stadium. And what they use that for, and there's a chip inside every football. You might see that, fan or players throw a ball into the fan. And what they do is they go get that ball back because it has a chip in it. Say, here's a replacement ball now. Well, all that is try to measure exactly where the ball is. Soccer, they do this. Tennis, they do this. Now they're doing this in football. They're trying to shave off time of the game of measuring. You don't see the chains coming out to measure that ball anymore. That's one thing. Now, in players' uniforms, and every single player, they have chips in their pads. They have chips in their helmets, in their mouth guards even, to measure things like everywhere they go on the field, all their movements, so they get an idea of how much load they have on them, and they can predict based on an individual player's, data they've collected over years and years. Oh, he's getting close to injury time. He might pull a hamstring. He's more apt to pull a hamstring if he gets 5 more plays in. Here's a window.
How many people are monitoring this?
The whole team. A lot of this stuff goes right to the medical staff. It measures impact on players and hits like instantaneously. It's crazy stuff. And those blue tablets you see on the ground, on the surface level on the sideline. They're called the Surface, Microsoft Surface. Back in the day, that was a brand new technology. It was a better step from They would take aerial photos and they would fax them down, and you might have a kid on the sideline run it over and put it in a notebook, give it to a quarterback so they could flip through. Now, those tablets would replay plays, but now they've incorporated AI this year for the first time. So what you can do if you're on the sideline is give me all the third downs and short plays that we've seen so far. I want to see and what the middle linebacker does in these, and you can watch and see what the other team does instantaneously to make those decisions just like that, those adjustments. And you can literally yell in a second to your team or radio to the defensive captain or the quarterback and say, "This is what I want you to do. Look out for this," and you can make those adjustments in seconds. It's amazing.
Okay, I need to ask because I know that you have decided not to pay the money to go to the game. Like I have decided not to pay that money.
Yeah. You can get $650, $700.
Yeah, someone just
like
said.
Jeff said.
Jeff from Linwood said plenty of nosebleed tickets for $650 to $700.
Oh, that's good. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. But what are you going to have? So where are you going to watch the game, and what are you going to be serving or eating if you're going to someplace?
That's you know what I do every time I have a conversation with my wife, and now I ask her, what do you recommend? She makes great sandwiches. Because I always try something, and she always tells me, you try something and you make it and then you hate it, so just let me help you. So to answer your question, whatever my wife recommends and supervises me making.
Hey, you're like me.
She makes great sandwiches.
I do a good job assembling, or ordering, and I'm having pizza.
You're the best at that.
I'm gonna be at home. I might get with the guys. I don't know. I might organize that.
Before you go,
okay,
it's fair to say that you don't listen to rap music all the time. Is that fair?
No, I actually do.
You do?
Not all the time.
Okay.
But
well, the reason why is because I want to get your opinion. There's the new anthem that my man Dre's has put out together. I want you to see if you like it.
It's Seattle when it's raining and we outside. Yeah, we outside, everybody outside. Whole city going up like it's our time. You hungry, we can provide some beef up front and pancakes from my old line. It goes down in these trenches, and Murphy is a goon that I mentioned. I got a big cat in the K9, stat on the goal line, so holla at me when it's go time. 21, can you do something for me?
Yeah, dude, that bass. I'm a sucker for bass like that. It's kind of old school, I like, almost like that West Coast. Big Daddy Kane comes to mind. I like that. Did I just blow your mind? See, I do. I do.
Now, just so you know, you probably listen to more rap music than me, so that was pretty good. But no, I'm not usually a fan of the anthems. And matter of fact, Dre's, he has never made an anthem until now.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
It is, and the response we had yesterday when we had Dre's on the show, and if you missed it, he joined us 11 o'clock hour yesterday. You can find his, what's it called again?
The Dark Side.
The Dark Side, yes.
You can go look for Dre's The Dark Side on any platform that you listen to music. It's a jam. It's a bop. And as a matter of fact, I think on Sunday it's going to be played a lot. And boy, if they win, ooh.
Okay, and do you have a favorite for who you want to raise the flag on Sunday?
Oh, God, you're putting me on the
people
spot.
People were saying Marshawn Lynch.
I think Marshawn would be great. Marshawn, I would really like Pete Carroll, but he's got to be retired to do it.
You know who the honorary captain is? They just got announced.
Who?
The honorary captain just got announced. Oh. Cam Chancellor is the honorary captain.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
That just got announced.
Come on, man.
He's going to be there. And I'm going to tell you, if you were at the game, they had Cam hype up the crowd. Oh,
love.
Look,
love.
Let me answer your question this way. If I could see the whole LOB up there together, raising that flag, and I'll tell you about Bam Bam Cam. He's my favorite player. I only have his jerseys. And he's from Virginia. I'm from Virginia. He went to Tech. I mean, if I could ever meet him, I would love to swap some stories.
Love
what?
He's my favorite. He's my favorite Seahawk of all time.
During the break, I'm about, because he don't do interviews no more. I'm gonna call him and say, since you're the honorary captain, and if the Seahawks win, you gotta come on a Gee and Ursula show.
Yes, thank you.
Can I sit in here with him?
Yes.
You guys?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
All right. Thanks, Luke.
Thank you for having me. Go Hawks.
Yeah,
I love it.
Hey, Sophia, does Gen Z like a song like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good song. Don't look at me like that. No, it's good. It's good in terms of anthems, I would say.
I don't think you like the song.
You know.
I think she's just...
Oh, man.
Robin Puyallup says the dark side should be our intro bumper when we have Hawk Talk.
Oh.
Not a bad idea.
Maybe if they win Sunday, we'll roll it a little more in the show.
Yeah. Thanks, Luke. Appreciate you, man. Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, it's Agree and Disagree. Haven't we been doing that all day? Next, Gee and Ursula.
We are finally just about set.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
Touchdown, Seahawks! A perfect pass by Darnold.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
These guys, they take it very seriously.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 3:30.
I really having a hard time hearing thanks to the 12s.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. KIRO Newsradio.
Veterans, the new year's a good time to re-examine finances. If you're struggling with bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says he may have a solution.
Many veterans are sitting on a lot of home equity, and even with a low mortgage rate, your total monthly payments may be a struggle. The good news is with today's lower VA loan rates, you can do a VA cash-out refinance and pay off your high-interest rate debt and roll everything into one low monthly payment. For example, one VA client saved more than $1,200 per month. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. Whether you're a veteran or seeking a conventional loan, you'll talk directly to me or an experienced senior advisor, never an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust. From Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. 425-649-6000.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through January 25th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
We live here in Washington. I travel all over the state for work.
Affordable short-term rentals help us stay together and make Hazel feel at home.
Now Olympia is considering a huge tax increase on short-term rentals,
pricing us and other families out, since more than half of short-term rentals here are used by Washingtonians.
Costs on everything are going up.
Please tell legislators not to make our trips more expensive too.
Paid for by Airbnb helps our state thrive. Host Hack.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with my buddy Dave Taylor from First Mark Insurance. You know, Dave, I love sport. You love sport. And I love sitting with coaches and hearing their game plan each and every week. What are the keys to a First Mark Insurance game plan?
It's a great question, Brock. I think there's really 3 keys to a great game plan with us. Number 1 is we want to make sure that our clients have the correct coverage for their unique specific needs. So that's number 1. Do you have the right coverage? Number 2, once we have the right coverage, are we getting that coverage at the most competitive price possible? And then last and not least would be, once we have the right coverage at the most competitive price, are we providing world-class service to those customers so that when they need it, they have someone there that's got their back?
Those are the 3 keys to a First Mark Challenge victory. And man, am I so glad Molly and I took the challenge. We are one of so many through a decade plus of being a First Mark Challenge victory. You can too. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com. Firstmarkinsurance.com.
For almost 50 years, over 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance, including me. John Curley here. If comfort and energy savings matter to you, now you can save up to $2,000 on new heating and cooling systems. Home Comfort Alliance will replace your old system with one tailored to your home's layout while optimizing efficiency. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. Save up to $2,000 and schedule a free consultation. For heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical, call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net. Day and Night gives you a free furnace or water heater with installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace or water heater from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net. That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
It's Blue Friday, baby. Good morning. I'm Jillian Raftery.
Cam Chancellor comes in like a missile.
The
Seahawks. For no gain.
The Seahawks have named Cam Chancellor as the honorary captain for Sunday's NFC Championship game. Chancellor spent his entire 8-year career with the Seahawks and, of course, was a key figure on the Legion of Boom. We will have lots of Seahawks coverage today and through the weekend, and we are the home of the Hawks, so you can hear the whole game here. But if you are looking to go to the game, Seattle police are asking 12s to be on the lookout for ticket scalpers before Sunday's NFC Championship game. Brian Pritchard is a detective with SPD and says it's a big game. They're worried fans tend to be willing to pay bigger bucks for tickets, and scammers prey on that.
Never send payments through like gift cards, wire transfers, or peer-to-peer payments.
Instead, buy from a reputable business like SeatGeek or Ticketmaster. Always ask to verify the seat and section numbers and the date on the tickets before you pay. A sheriff in Maine has ICE on blast for detaining one of his recruits.
Witness video showed ICE picking up the correctional officer recruit Wednesday night in Portland. Cumberland County Sheriff Kevin Joyce says the agents removed the recruit from his car, which they left running on the street with its windows down.
Folks, that's Bush League policing.
Joyce says the immigrant passed all background checks, has a clean record, and has all the federal paperwork necessary to work in Maine through April of 2029. ICE has not commented on the case. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
In Washington, D.C. today, thousands of people are gathering for the annual pro-life march. It's the 52nd year for the March for Life, with Vice President J.D. Vance and Speaker Mike Johnson addressing the crowd. Now let's check your KIRO News Radio traffic, and we are still a Friday light. Look at that, midday on a Friday. It's a speed limit drive pretty much from Olympia to Tacoma, all the way into downtown Seattle. There's a tiny bit of slowing there's a new crash on I-5 northbound. It looks like right just north of the West Seattle Bridge that's causing some slowing about a mile behind it. But you free up immediately after that, and it's a breeze all the way through downtown until you hit the Ship Canal. Then there's a little snag, of course, I-5 north and south leading up to the Ship Canal. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. Weather, we're going to be sunny the rest of today. A high of 45. We're pretty close to that at 41 degrees in downtown Seattle. Tomorrow, we're going to start out foggy and warm up just to 40 degrees. It is 41 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery with KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. It is a fresh Friday, and it is time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutter.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
Okay, so, Gee is always talking about how he doesn't feel like Gen Z gets out enough. So I'm really curious to know what you think about this. So the newest social trend is hanging out while staying in.
Oh, Lord.
Mashable and people on TikTok are calling it admin night, the idea of getting things done and working on things while your friend is in the same room so you can have parallel productivity. When I saw this, I started laughing because I coincidentally was doing exactly that when I came across this topic. I was sitting in the living room and I was going to go into my room to keep looking at stories, and my roommate was like, actually, can you hang out here? I enjoy having you in the room. We're both working on things in the same time. And I was like, yeah, it's nice. But this is becoming a consistent thing now. People are hanging out with their friends to get things done. They'll go to a coffee shop and we'll work on things together. Or, I have work to do, you have work to do. Or if I need to clean my room, can I FaceTime you so I have a presence? And a lot of people are saying it's great because it's a motivator, you get things done, but you're still connecting with others. But, it's not a normal social life. So my question for you, are you team parallel productivity, or do you think our social lives are going down the drain?
You want to start with G?
I'll start with Ursula first.
Okay, actually, I am going to actually find something positive in this. I hate the idea that, how much online time we're doing, and the reality is we're online so much, but I also understand that we have a loneliness pandemic, and that is absolutely been exacerbated because of the pandemic and so many people working from home, and then also technology today and everyone just buried into their devices. And what I was marveling at is that your roommate actually said, I actually like your presence and I actually like your company, and articulated that and communicated that to you. And it was like, yeah.
Yeah, she was on her laptop, I was on my laptop, and I was going to leave the room. She's like, wait, you want to just stay here a little bit longer? And I was like, all right, sure, why not? We'll both work in the same room,
I get it.
So
I could see G.
So when you, Sophia,
yes,
prepared to give me this thing, question for you.
Yes.
Did you think that I was going to make fun of you for this?
Absolutely. I actually saw the topic and I started giggling and I was like, ooh, this is going to grind G's gears. I can't wait.
It's going to grind my gears, right? Mm-hmm. And so here's what grinds my gears about this topic. What grinds my gears is, what is the reason why Gen Z is operating like this? The reason why Gen Z is having a bunch of roommates, the reason why Gen Z is working in productivity with their roommates and are not out and about and in, and especially if they're living in Seattle, drum roll, they can't afford to do things because right now it costs, what is the median cost of a home in King County? Crazy. So a lot of people that are in their youngsters, your kids' age, Ursula, a lot of people in their 20s don't have a lot of money out here because it is so impossible to live for affordability-wise to get a home. So I didn't mean to go deep with this, but you asked me, no, I'm not making fun of this. And while I do make fun of Gen Z, I truly do. However, I also am wanting Gen Z to get the same opportunity that me and the baby boomers had. And the problem is, today in 2026, Gen Z is not getting that opportunity.
See, I don't know if it has, I hear you loud and clear. But I don't know if it has to do with that other than we're on our devices so much, and that can be very isolating. And I actually think of this as as long as you're going to already be on your devices or doing that work, why not have some company instead of being so, again, I mean, there are a lot of younger people who are dealing with anxiety and depression. A lot of people are feeling lonely. And if you can do something like that where it doesn't affect your productivity, but actually brings you some joy or some feeling of companionship,
yeah.
Why not?
And another thing to think about is with the rise of work from home, this is very applicable to people who work all day from home. Like, I'm a very social person. I love being in the office, as I'm sure you are. You feel the same way.
Yes.
Because it's great to chit chat and just, have a conversation with people. But if you're working from home and you don't have that social interaction, it gets boring.
Yes.
Right. Ryan in the 360 says, I'm calling BS on that statement, G. It doesn't cost money to go hang out with your friends. I didn't have money as a kid when we went and did stuff. I go to the park, go for a bike. Oh, okay, you know what, Ryan? Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, Nick, Sophia, tell me the things that you guys go and do for free.
Like he was saying, you go outside and you can go for a walk, go for a bike ride, and, go out to Alki Beach. You don't have to necessarily go shopping out there, but you can still enjoy the scenery.
Okay, so you have to go outside and do the same thing. Go outside. So you don't go spend money at all?
I spend money. I will say, I know I'm saying this whole I do parallel productivity. I'm outside, okay? I'm spending money on things all the time, and my friends as well. We're going outside, we're going out, we're doing activities. It's just, I think this idea is an addition to, maybe on a normal Friday night where you'd be like, oh, let's go out to the bars. You're like, actually, can we just stay in and get stuff done and call it a night? Which some might say is sad. But
hey, it's another way of socializing. And again, I have a son who is still working remotely. And one of the things I think they call it, is it WeWork or there are places where you can go where you work with other people who are working remotely.
Yeah, we work.
Yeah, because it's just too lonely. I mean, it's like if you're just doing it by yourself. I love this idea.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I think I want to make it clear that people are still going outside. But when I saw this article, I was like, I don't know. Like, people are only staying inside.
They're going outside, but they're not going to restaurants. Hence the reason why we keep seeing downtown restaurants close down.
That's true.
Well, I mean, if the prices weren't so high, I think people would be in there more. But that's a different conversation. But speaking of being outside, I'm going to switch gears a little bit to the music world.
What do you got?
So a spot that I'm actually outside at all is, I don't talk about this a lot, but I love concerts. Like, I love live music. It's my favorite.
You love concerts?
I love concerts. It's where I spend my money, and that's where my money's going down the drain. It's for concert tickets. But it's one of the things that I don't like about living in Seattle is no one comes here. And this continues to be...
Wait. No one comes here?
I feel like no one comes here. Listen, you have to remember, I grew up going to L.A. concerts. I was in L.A. Everyone comes to L.A. You get the best shows in L.A. And I feel like in Seattle, it's just... not everyone's coming here, and this is becoming more and more of a trend as larger artists are shrinking down their tours. Harry Styles, you may know him.
Of course.
He just announced he's going on tour for the first time in years, and it's only 7 cities that he's going to. He's going to Amsterdam, London, Sao Paulo, Mexico City, Melbourne, Sydney, and New York City. And he's doing 30 days in New York City. And
it's like residencies.
They're residencies.
Yeah.
Did you? Here's my question.
You're gonna
no. Did Sophia do this on purpose? We just got through talking about being outside, and then you bring up concerts. It's almost like you teed me up.
I did.
Do we want to talk about concerts and how expensive they are?
Yeah, Nikki says concerts are overly priced these days. Yeah,
absolutely.
Concerts are becoming for the rich or people who want to be broke.
Absolutely. I have tickets to see Ariana Grande in the summer. I do not even want to tell you how much money I spent on those tickets, and I bought them pre-sale. It's ridiculously priced. But, now you have this transition in the music world where people are like, people are going to travel to see shows. Not only are going to spend $500 for a ticket, they're going to travel. Do we think this is going to be the future?
Your dog is going to Las Vegas July 18th because she's not coming here. Guess who I'm going to see, Ursula? Olivia Dean.
I was going to say Olivia Dean.
Yeah. That's
right,
a good
baby.
one.
Olivia Dean. She's not coming to Seattle. And her tickets are through the roof.
And maybe it's just my age demo. I feel like we get a lot of great concerts here.
Yeah, because those concerts, I'm not going to say
I teed you up.
You teed me up. I mean, of course, if Lionel Richie And the Commodores were back in the day.
Speaking of which, I did watch Lionel Richie in concert.
That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of which, I also watched Elton John.
You seeing a lot of folks on the
on the way out.
You're not seeing Harry Styles.
That's all I'm saying. All right.
Wow.
Coming up next, text messages, feedback, and then we'll have Ursula's words to live by.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan. Presented by Carter Subaru.
More like choke point. The new year brings a big new headache for the thousands of you commuting south on I-5 into Seattle. The latest phase of Revive I-5 is underway, and it won't be finished anytime soon. I've got you covered with traffic on the 3s every morning from 6 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News. Nate Connors has you covered every afternoon. We're always hunting for alternate routes, and we'll help you get where you need to be a little faster. On KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms.
Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us. Clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Fred Meyer, QFC, or Amazon Fresh. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through January 25th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Our First Mark Challenge victory is Aaron McCoy from McCoy Home Solutions, yet another small business owner that took the First Mark Insurance Challenge. Aaron, what was the initiative to make that call?
I've got something worth preserving for the sake of the people that I serve and my family. So it's important to me.
What did you learn through the process?
The experience with First Mark has been highly professional, informative individuals that have helped me from personal to professional insurance, life insurance, policies, coverage, cyberspace. Things that I was afraid to approach were pretty easily approachable.
How would you say their customer service has been, Aaron?
Absolutely 10 out of 10. I just couldn't say anything higher about First Mark. They've executed very well on as many levels as I could rate them.
So if you're a small business owner that wants to take the stress of insurance off your plate, do what Aaron McCoy did for McCoy Home Solutions. Make the call to First Mark Insurance. They're your teammate that goes to work for you. FirstMarkInsurance.com.
Right now, get a free furnace with the purchase of a premium heat pump and air cleaning package at CM Heating. Start today with an always free estimate. There's no beating CM Heating for heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical. Go to cmheating.com.
It's hiring season at Sky Nursery. Hi, I'm Jen, greenhouse manager here at Sky, where we've been proudly serving Seattle area gardeners since 1953. Sky Nursery is truly a fantasy plant land, but it's also a bustling environment that takes a great team to succeed. Whether you're making coffee, cashiering, or on the sales floor, we're looking for applicants who like to learn, adapt with the seasons, and go home knowing they made a difference in somebody's garden. Spring is fast approaching. Find open seasonal positions and benefits at skynursery.com.
It's Gee and Ursula Show. Ursula, you be proud of me. I still got News Boss open.
I know I am. It is a Blue Friday before arguably the biggest game of the season. Not even argue. It is the biggest game of the season. It is a Friday. It is sunny outside, and you've got News Boss open. I'm proud.
And what kind of Friday is it?
Fresh one.
All right, what's the text message say?
Okay, on co-working and being social, Sharon in the 206 says, I've done projects in the same space with a good friend for years, and I'm a boomer. It's nice to have that other person there to bounce ideas off of, as well as having the company.
And by the way, I shared with Ursula and Sophia that my wife and I, we sit there and do this stuff all the time.
It's nice to have that other, smell, the feeling and hearing someone else breathe next to you.
Hearing them breathe next to you? TC in the 360 says, it's not just Gen Z. This is also an approach to stop procrastinating. Couple the company of a friend with doing something you've been putting off. Also, Gen X friends often get together for a walk or write together.
I love that. Elena in the 206 says, I cannot get anything done without the radio on. I even read with the radio on. You and Ursula and G are part of my life. We appreciate that.
I was told by somebody that says, I love your show, but I can't concentrate if I'm trying to work with your show on. I thought that was a compliment.
It was. It was. On the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Rick the plumber says, the city is electric right now. Monday will absolutely stink if we lose, but if this team plays the way we have seen them do the last 2 games, they are unstoppable.
Kevin in Seattle says, I was just down by the market and Hawks people wearing Hawks gear are everywhere. Beyond the game, our city needs this positive vibe. Go Hawks.
Yes. On the lack of literacy and whether spelling is still important, 206 says, I think what is happening is that the illiterate and less literate and poor spellers who have always been around are not able to hide their spelling differences due to texting and social media. In the old days, they didn't have to write as much. It's something to consider, at least.
Well, Donis Nahomer says, gee, spelling is so overrated. Ooh, don't tell Ursula. Spell the word how it sounds and how you would say it. Why do they complicate it? Hey, Don, you speaking my language.
And Sean in Arlington says, spelling is a massive, giant, real thing to me. I've been reading at and above college level since about the 4th grade back in the mid-'70s when the bar was much higher than it is now. It feels very much today like I'm living in the Idiocracy movie.
Fresh Fridays. Tom in the 425 says, most of my life, I've worked out, or flex Fridays. I've worked out 7 days a week. I've never really had a favorite day. But to have this kind of sunshine, to be able to listen to you two of the greatest personalities ever on Seattle radio or anywhere, be able to drive and enjoy all this time, life doesn't get any better than this. Hey, Tom in the 425, come on, you know how to make a brother feel good.
You know, Tom, seriously, every day, if I need a motivational speaker, if I'm down in the dumps, I got to look for a text from Tom. He's the best.
Yeah.
Carrie in Bonnie Lake says, I'm chiming in about Flex Friday. Glad for the inspiration, you guys. I'm out here putting in some miles and some weights. It's pretty awesome to feel stronger and be doing it with the whole Pacific Northwest. Can I mention also my sister, listener Honey from Lummi Island?
Okay. What'd she say?
She texted in and she said, people microdose medicines all the time. So why not microdose that in terms of, remember I was saying slowly? Slowly stop.
Wait, who said that, honey?
This is my sister.
Hey,
she says, going to the gym.
Interesting
She
word
said-
choice.
I know. Probably intentional. Good job on going to the gym in small increments and doses. It's perfect.
Full stop real quick. Ursula,
Yes.
what's it like having a sister like Honey your whole life?
Awesome. You know, we were two peas in a pod. We had a bedroom together until I moved out to go to college.
Only Honey would
Yes.
bring up microdosing. Hey, wait. All right, Ursula, it's time for your words to live by. What you got?
And I love this quote because, and by the way, also Mac in Bellevue is another one who said he was out on a walk or running.
No,
I
he was
believe.
running.
He was
Mac-
running.
Mac's
He was
Mac
running.
is-
Yeah,
Mac is the police.
He's fit.
He's the police.
Yeah, he's fit. So I love it when you guys are saying, tell us also on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page what you are doing to get in shape. But this is a great quote. Setting goals is the finest and the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Just remember that.
My wife just texted and said, and that invisible. Ooh, that was powerful. My wife just said, we are going to Olivia Dean? She said she has to listen
Now
to
you're
learn
committed.
stuff.
Not around here, though.
Nick, what do you got, man?
Well, just a mere 2 days before the big kickoff arrives, while we bask in our Fresh Blue Friday that's top 10 in our lives, and with 12s ready to warm up with G on that boat tonight, gives me confidence for these fans that our future looks real bright. And I highly doubt while G is on the fans without on the lake, they won't ask him to spell out his favorite words for his own sake with words like convenience, delicious, Wednesday, the list goes on. He's a speaker, not a writer. Don't bother asking him.
Listen. If you do come out there for the 12 rally and you see me on the
go
boat,
out.
don't ask me how to spell nothing. I'm gonna pull out my phone on you. Okay, Ursula, here's the good news. Because this is such a big weekend for Seattle.
Yes.
I bet you your top 5 stories on Monday
Yes.
are going to be Seahawks, 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 Seahawks.
I guarantee you it'll be all Seahawks if we win. If we don't win, so in other words, yes, it'll be all Seahawks.
Knock on wood, it's going to be a celebration on Monday.
Yes.
Hey, Nick, you going to have a doozy for us? You going to put together
It's
on
going
Monday?
to be a party on Monday.
All right.
Fingers crossed, baby.
All right, got to go. Thanks, Ursula.
Thank you.
You know, Sophia, thank you.
Of course.
Thanks, Nick. Jake and Spike Show coming in next. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan. Presented by Carter Subaru.
More like choke point. The new year brings a big new headache for the thousands of you commuting south on I-5 into Seattle. The latest phase of Revive I-5 is underway, and it won't be finished anytime soon. I've got you covered with traffic on the 3s every morning from 6 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News. Nate Connors has you covered every afternoon. We're always hunting for alternate routes, and we'll help you get where you need to be a little faster. On KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
More than 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide a lifeline to breast and gynecologic cancer patients, and you can help us make a difference. Join us for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of wine tasting and inspiration on January 31st at Mary Hill Winery in Woodinville's Wine Country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more.
For almost 50 years, over 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance, including me, John Curley here. If comfort and energy savings matter to you, now is the time. Save up to $2,000 on a new Lennox heating and cooling system. Home Comfort Alliance will replace your system with one tailored to your home's layout and energy optimization. Visit homecomfortalliance.com to save up to $2,000 on a Lennox and schedule a free consultation. For heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical, call the Comfort People. Home Comfort Alliance.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
File with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. TurboTax helps you get your biggest refund, and then Credit Karma helps you do more with it. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-963-6655. That's 800-963-6655. Again, 800-963-6655.
KIRO FM and HD1 to